public record confirming the removal of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's birthright and dukedom as ordered by the King. He can no longer refer to himself as Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, or use the style His Royal Highness. Andrew has also now been ordered to appear before congressmen in Washington for questioning over his links to pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. The disgraced royal still nowhere to be seen as the rest of the family gets on with their duties.
In the US, Nancy Pelosi, the first woman elected Speaker of the House, says she'll retire at the end of her current term. The California Democrat is now 85. And a third Gremlins movie has been announced more than 40 years after the original. Steven Spielberg is on board and it will be released in 2027. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And it's good morning to Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Mel. We'll start with some cricket. India has taken a commanding 2-1 lead over Australia in the men's T20 International Series after a decisive victory on the Gold Coast last night. The tourists set a target of 168 before ruthlessly bowling Australia out for just 119 on a tricky wicket at Carrara. Aussie quick Nathan Ellis says India adapted better to the conditions.
I don't think we did much wrong. I think we played some really good cricket and there were some big moments that we potentially came out on the wrong side of, and that's what happens in T20 cricket. We'll get different surfaces wherever we go. I'm sure the Gabba in a couple of nights will be completely different again. So win, lose or draw, you've got to take what you can out of it.
The Adelaide 36ers have made it back-to-back wins after holding on for a hard-fought 4-point win against the New Zealand Breakers. The Sixers won the match 83-79, Bryce Cotton leading the way with 23 points. Cotton will be hoping for another big game against his former club, the Perth Wildcats, when the two sides square off on Sunday here in Adelaide. Well, Port Adelaide has invited former North Melbourne and Collingwood forward Jaden Stevenson to train with the club over summer. Coach Josh Carr and the head of footy, Ben Ratton, were unveiled at Alberton yesterday. Adelaide United will be hoping to bounce back to the winners list when they host the Western Sydney Wanderers tonight. The Reds have lost back-to-back matches. Meantime, in Europa League action this morning, Sturm Graz and Nottingham Forest are locked at 0-0 with only a few minutes left to play. Elsewhere, FC Midtjylland are 3-1 up against Celtic. Aston Villa will play later this morning, as will Rangers. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
23 for your Friday with a shower or two. Cloudy tomorrow 18. Sunday cloudy and 19. Monday a shower or two, also 19. Right now it's 20 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
G'day, Alan Gray here. Speaking mechanic to mechanic, we all know that when you're looking to load up your rig or to do some off-road exploring, the right suspension is crucial. It dictates how much weight you can carry, what you can tow, and how safe and comfortable your ride will be. At Terrain Tamer, our range of GVM upgrades, parabolic springs, smart coils and fortified shock absorbers will get you there and home again without a hitch. To find out more, go to terraintamer.com.
This is Big Brother. Be watching 7 o'clock Sunday on 10.
This season, we're back to live nominations, live evictions, and a live stream 24/7 on 10.
Hello, ACH Group, Tina speaking.
Navigating the new Support at Home program?
Can we help you today?
ACH Group is here to help. Our Welcome team offers one-on-one consultations to help you understand your options, navigate My Aged Care, and find the right support for your needs. ACH Group will guide you through the process and make it easier. Call our Welcome team at ACH Group on 8159 3500, because a little help can be a big help.
Who wants to go on a holiday? Dreaming of your next getaway? With Travel Options, the choice is yours. From powered sites for caravanners to holiday cabins, relaxing cruises and hotel escapes, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. You bid the price you want to pay. With Travel Options, it's as simple as placing a bid, and if you are successful, hello holiday. Travelauctions.com.au or call 1300 656573. No hidden fees, just great deals.
The National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant is this Saturday. See elves, dance groups, bands, floats, plus special guest MMMR. It's festive magic you can't miss. Kicking off from 9:30am, visit christmaspageant.com.au for the route map and viewing details.
Hi, Brady Bit here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's still time to make 2025 the year you stopped dreaming and started driving that shiny new Mazda. The end-of-year plate clearance is on now with huge deals on all models. That's 12 months rego free, stamp duty free, plus accessory packs worth $500. No gimmicks, just great deals. Finish the year strong and in sports mode at Mawson Lakes Mazda. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's FIVEAA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
8 minutes after 6, good morning to you and welcome to Friday on FIVEAA Breakfast. It is the 7th of November. Big morning ahead. We're going to be talking Christmas pageant because, of course, it is Pageant Eve. Director Brian Gilbertson will be on the program after 6:30 today. We've got a Meat Tray Friday inspired by this great South Australian tradition as well that we'll get to very, very shortly. The term gaslighting, I think Matt Abraham was the first to use it in conjunction with the algal bloom advice. And the Libs took that and ran with it. The Primary Industries Minister, Shadow Minister, Nicola Senefandi, will be coming on before 7 o'clock about why the state government just can't say the word toxic. We'll get into that. We're going to head down into the southeast. Mitch Sariovsky for 7 News is in Mount Gambier as the search, the search has been restarted for a woman that's been missing since 1988. The police have a new lead that they're pursuing. Mitch has got the latest for us on that. That's a big story. Michael Packy in the nation's capital wrap a tumultuous week in Australian politics. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Will. It is Pageant Eve in Adelaide. Huge sense of excitement. I must admit, I'm actually not going to be here this weekend. I am going away on a road trip with some mates. You got your mic off, Will?
Getting out of town.
I am getting out of town. I'm certainly not getting out of town to avoid going to the pageant. I love going to the pageant. But, yeah, I'm going to miss it. Kate is going to be flying solo with the kids tomorrow. They are, of course, very excited. They're at that... What's the peak age for the show, do you reckon? Is it... I'd say when kids are sort of between 4 and 6. That's the best age for the show.
That's probably about right, yeah.
Kids start getting a few cynical thoughts when they're, approaching 10. Delusional thoughts about Christmas, about Father Christmas and so forth. But at that, reception grade 1 sort of age, they are super into it. Or kindy years. I can remember loving it as a kid. I loved the show and persisted with it into my teens.
Well, it is you've been in it, haven't you, actually? We shouldn't bury the lead.
Oh, years ago, when I was editing the Sunday Mail.
Yeah, you're a clown.
I was typecast. Total clown. And that day, it's actually quite physically demanding because when you're a clown, they give you different things, like you have, the bucket with no water in it, or, long stick with a spider jiggling off the end of it or something silly. But you sort of run around a lot. Like, you don't just walk the distance. You run zigzag across, and by the end of it, I was completely bucketed. It was fun, though. Great fun.
The pageant has inspired our Meat Tray Friday question this morning, thanks to Olga's Fine Food. Family-owned, award-winning South Australian food, started in 1978. We're asking you about the great, unique South Australian events, traditions, things you do that only happen in South Australia. Because the pageant, whilst there are other Christmas pageants, there's none as big as the one we have here. As far as pageants go, it's the second biggest in the Southern Hemisphere. It is a huge event. It is a uniquely South Australian thing. So, Meat Tray Friday this morning, we're asking you about the best things that are uniquely South Australian. The best things that only happen here in South Australia or have been popularised here in South Australia. They are most famous for being things we do here in South Australia.
I feel like there'll be things that us city folks have never heard of that happen in country towns.
Yep.
There could be some little country event, an annual event in some far-flung part over on the Eyre Peninsula or Yorks or down the southeast up in the hills. I always like the idea of the Compass Cup. The cow race. That was good.
Doesn't need to be events. Can be unique South Australian traditions and things that are much smaller scale than that. I like someone in the office, we mentioned this before we came on this morning, said parking your car at IKEA and then going away for 3 days.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a uniquely South Australian experience.
Does it help? Do you need an alibi to do that? Like, do you need to go and buy
I don't know.
a Kallax insert or something for $7?
I don't know how enthusiastically they police.
Kallax insert before I went to Bali.
Not sure how enthusiastic they police it. Maybe someone's got a ticket and they can tell us. 822 388 you can jump on the text line as well, 0448 08 1395. The best uniquely South Australian things. Let's imagine the pageant is right at the top of the list. What else is on the list for things that are unique that you can do here?
They don't have to be good either.
That's right. Exactly right. It might be something you don't like.
Could be a driving manoeuvre.
Which one? Not letting people in.
Yeah, that'd be
ignoring indicators.
Yeah, geez, I had a guy the other day just God, talking about road rage the other day. This bloke, I reckon if I'd said anything or done anything, he would have jumped out of his car. But I was waiting in front of the pedestrian crossing on Goodwood Road to do a right-hand turn. The lights went red for the pedestrians to walk, so I could have turned right on a Goodwood Road, and there's a keep clear area. This guy just deliberately not looking at me. With his, when you can tell people deliberately aren't looking at you?
Yeah.
So he had his head sort of elevated. He's looking straight ahead. He drives right up in front of my car. The person on the right-hand lane had waited. But this guy's like, no, you're not getting through. And he's looking at that. Yeah, sod.
Yeah, we do that better than anywhere. Let's go to Sam in Thebarton. Sam, what's something that's uniquely South Australian?
Now, everybody has done this on a Friday night or Saturday night is I'll meet you at the Mall's Balls.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No one else has Mall's Balls.
No,
do they?
No one's got Mall's. No.
Bert Flugelman. We're forever in his debt.
Thank you for that, Sam. Let's go to more. Meeting at the Mall's Balls is a great entry for things that are uniquely and excellently South Australian. Lorraine in Morphevale, good morning.
Oh, good morning. I love the pageant. I've been going there since I was a wee baby, and I'm 71. So I get up usually before 5 to get there on the South Coast to see the pageant. Absolutely incredible, really inspiring. The thing that I like about South Australia is their Farmers Union.
Oh, who doesn't, Lorraine? Absolutely. 5 o'clock in the morning, coming in from Morphevale. It's decent trip on the bus.
You get a spot. It's amazing how I've known people that stay in the city, that come from outside Adelaide and stay the night in the city to be able to secure a spot to watch the pageant that morning. 822 300 the best things that only happen in South Australia, all the worst things that only happen in South Australia for the meat tray this morning. 822 300 is the number. We're going to be back with more of your calls and entries. Thanks to Olga's Fine Foods in just a moment.
At Coles, you can get great value on fruit and veg this week. Like juicy and delicious Australian Calypso mangoes, just $2.90 each. Shop in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions no one else asks. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're building a home, the Selector Homes Display Village is a great place to start. Your ideas and imagination will flow. There's nothing else quite like it in Adelaide. Different homes for different lifestyles, all in the one location. Walk through the sanctuary. It's simply stunning, with an incredible Jarrah facade, polished concrete floors and a sensational use of space. Explore the Selector Homes and Building Solutions Display Village, Port Wakefield Road, Burton. Visit selectorhomes.com.au.
If you're handling a loved one's deceased estate, it can feel overwhelming. With Anderson Solicitors, you don't have to face it alone. Probate, letters of administration, distributing assets, even resolving disputes between beneficiaries. The Andersons Wills and Estates team can guide you through the complexities, helping you meet all of your legal obligations. If you need help finalising an estate, contact Anderson Solicitors. Help when you need it.
Adelaide, you've shown some serious love for Barbecue Adelaide Weber stores.
That's right. For 5 years, you've helped Barnesy and his team grow into Adelaide's biggest Weber and Yeti dealer. And to say thanks, they're throwing one of their biggest parties ever.
This weekend at Jeps Cross and Mile End, both stores will be buzzing. There'll be great food, drinks, live demos, giveaways, and massive store-wide specials.
And for the first time ever, 15% off Weber Qs. That's a good saving. That's such good barbecue, so reliable. That's huge. If you've been waiting to upgrade, this is the moment.
That's right. Don't hold out for Black Friday. Head in this weekend as they are honouring the specials right now. Only at Barbecue Adelaide Weber stores, Jeps Cross and Mile End, and prepare to get lit.
SEW Eurodrive offers innovative solutions with products and services provided from a single local source. SEW Eurodrive, driving Australian industry since 1982.
Look at your hands. 5 digits, 14 joints, 27 bones, multiple tendons and nerves, but a lot can go wrong. If you're experiencing hand pain, it can drastically affect your lifestyle. If it's happening to you, get in touch with GRIP, a specialised hand and wrist practice with a team of highly qualified hand surgeons and therapists. From therapy to surgery, GRIP can help you get to the source of the pain and provide a solution. Visit gripsurgery.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
I love some of these self-deprecating texts that are coming through from Meat Tray Friday, 0480081395, celebrating the Christmas pageant and the best things that are uniquely South Australian. Tim on the text line says, our football team's losing in straight sets. Yeah. Unfortunately, that has become uniquely South Australian over the course of the last decade.
Port beat Hawthorn the previous year.
That's right. Oh, there's been the odd
Ken
exception.
Cott lost $20,000 doing his aeroplane.
That's right. There's been the odd exception to the rule.
We couldn't do that. The Crows.
No.
There's always next year. Maybe we could win one final.
Wouldn't that be something? Sally in Hillcrest, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thanks, Sally.
I've got 2. One I like doing and one I used to do when my kids were little. So the one I like doing would be the Adelaide Fringe. No one does the Fringe Festival as good as we do.
Yeah, totally.
And the other one, when my kids were little, was taking a day trip into the Adelaide Hills, going to the Melba's Chocolate Factory and the Big Rocking Horse. I don't know where else you can go and climb a big rocking horse and then buy a rocking horse brew at the end of it.
That is an excellent point. I don't think you can do that anywhere in the entire world,
You can't
Sally.
ride a big rocking horse elsewhere. Sally makes an excellent point.
There's only one. There's only one big rocking horse.
8223 or 0480081395 to be eligible for the Meat Tray, thanks to the excellent Olga's Fine Food family-owned award-winning South Australian food company that was started in 1978. And a reminder, Angie and Michael will be broadcasting live tomorrow morning from the start of the pageant from 6 through till 9 o'clock. So Angie and Michael Keelan live at the Christmas pageant tomorrow morning. Let's go to Rostrevor. Michael, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Mike? What's yours,
parking
mate?
on the beach, long weekend. That's been going on for many decades.
Silver Sands, Michael.
Yeah.
You can't drive on the beach in other states, can you?
There's a few beaches, but not sort of. Well, I can't think of any in metropolitan Sydney, or even in Wollongong. I think there's some far-flung ones, but no. That's a great choice, Silver Sands, Michael.
Good one, Michael. I like that. I always figured you could. In most places, had somewhere at least relatively close to the metro area.
I'd growing up here years ago, not long after I moved back from Sydney. Some Sydney friends came over. They'd actually never been to Adelaide, so 3 of my mates said, "You got to come. Just come one weekend." We had a great time. But we went down to McLaren Vale and then I drove down to Aldinga, and I hadn't told them that you could drive onto the beach. And when we got to the Norman Road ramp, the south ramp, I said, this is the beach, I'll show you," and just kept driving. And one of them just went, "Whoa!" Like, I hadn't told them.
Well,
they were like, "Can you really do this?"
The only reason I didn't, the thing that made me realise it wasn't widespread, remember when the Shooters and Fishers Party launched? I was reading the page of their policies, and one of the most prominent policies they had was allowing people to drive on beaches. And they had, and I was thinking,
can you imagine now getting permission to do it?
Oh, it would never happen.
Like asking your council I think Alcamparinga. It's about the only thing they got down there that they make money from. They
commission an environmental impact statement.
Yeah, it's like this great accidentally non-woke policy. There's a few greenie types down there who occasionally say, "Oh, we'd like the car ban extended." No way.
They didn't have a lot of woke policies, the shooters and fishers. No. Let's go to Valley View. Sue, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your unique South Australian thing, Sue?
It'd have to be the Whispering Wall.
The Whispering Wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the dam up at the Barossa Way. And you can whisper on one side, yell at your kids, and everybody on the other side hears it.
It is an amazing thing, isn't it, Sue?
Oh, it's wonderful.
I wonder if it wasn't done intentionally when they built it. I think people just worked out that you can do it.
Yeah, that's a good one, Sue. I like that. Let's go to Woodville Park. John, good morning.
Brooklyn Park.
Brooklyn Park. We need to update our information,
that's
John.
all right. No problem. Look, as somebody who moved here 17 years ago, still trying to get used to the pronunciation of the word Lego as Lego. But apart from that, waiting 30 years to get a membership to the Sacca, and then the first day you get your membership, spending all day out the back and not seeing one ball bowled live.
Oh,
yes,
John.
That's excellent.
John, that is a wonderfully, uniquely South Australian thing.
You've made it as a South Aussie, John. You've worked that out.
You get a Sacca membership to finally get to the cricket, and you go and you don't watch any cricket. Uniquely South Australian. You're a contender, John. 822 300 Keep them coming in. You can text in as well on 0448 08 1395.
Have you ever been a member?
No.
Me neither. I was never sort of into it enough, and I didn't grow up in a family that
no, I wasn't in a family
that had that gene.
Yeah, no one in our family had a membership.
I think it is almost like a sort of
but they came from interstate,
hereditary type thing.
Yeah, totally. They came from interstate. By the time they come in, Mum and Dad were probably thought, well, we'll be dead by the time we get a membership. So
I think it's a big thing for a lot. Has historically been a really big thing for a lot of country people as well. Like come down
for the test.
Yeah. I got mates in the state who come back for it. Like, it is huge.
All right, let's have a look at the weather. Right now, outside Adelaide, it's 20 degrees. Very pleasant 20 degrees. There is going to be a shower or two today, potentially up to 4 millimetres of rain. 23, the forecast maximum. It's not going to get any cooler than this. The 17 degrees is the expected minimum. So
it's muggy.
It is muggy out there. Yeah, it's a little bit
balmy,
sort of tropical feeling.
They're going to be here soon, aren't they?
They will be.
I must admit, I find the Barmy Army pretty entertaining.
They're a great part of a great rivalry.
Get your stupid stars off our flag. It's a good song.
So tomorrow, 18 degrees, no rain, not really much around Sunday, 19. Actually, we should just dwell on that for a moment. The forecast for the pageant is pretty good. It's not going to be warm, but it's also not going to be raining, which I think there was some fears about earlier in the week. Monday to start next week, a shower or two in 19, possible shower Tuesday in 20. Then there's hints of warmth. Sunny on Wednesday and 24, possible shower Thursday and 26. But it has been a sort of delayed start to the warm weather. I was chatting with a trader at Henley Square the other day. So they reckon they're about 2 or 3 weeks behind on really nice sunny weekends where everybody flocks to the square, and that feels about right. Tom Wren's in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us as we turn our attention to sport. Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostina Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, David. Bit of cricket news. Pat Cummins sort of stepping up his preparation, if you like, for the Ashes summer. He was back training again yesterday. I think we're all sort of hoping that he'll be back for the second test, the first test, which starts on November 21. He won't be there for that. Not going to play. Backs are tricky for fast bowlers. And I don't think even when he comes back, he's admitted this himself, he'll be able to play consecutive test matches like back-to-back, Boxing Day into Sydney. So maybe we get 2, perhaps 3 test matches out of him, but he's sort of stepping up his workload. But I'm a bit worried about the Aussies. I don't know where you boys sit with it.
I think I'm worried about Pat Cummins. Quick's under injury clouds.
Yeah.
Already talking about not playing back-to-back tests.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to bowl, 50 overs in a test?
You need 25 overs in a day from your 20-25.
That doesn't make me feel good. And then the degree to which the top 6 is a combination of out of form and unproven is concerning.
It is
but
really
what about
concerning.
What about the Poms though against New Zealand? Like their top 4 batsmen, I think they were averaging like 9.
Yeah.
Like their batting's been woeful too.
It has.
So it could actually be like, in terms of the standard, it could actually be quite a low standard Ashes, because both sides have got major problems. I'm less worried about our bowling than our batting. I mean, we've still got Stark and Hazelwood. Bowling's in. And
Nathan Lyon's solid.
Yeah, he's solid. He'll come out, and if we do have a pitch that is friendly to spin, they might all just be green top, so we can just bounce them out of the series.
Yeah.
But, I think the bowling, Cummins is a huge loss, but there's still depth with the bowling. I just don't know if there's much depth with the batting.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. No one sort of really burst their hand up. Like Weatherod's done pretty well, but even him, like Will said, it's a bit unproven. It's a bit like, this may work, but you're sort of treading carefully. So we'll wait and see.
The other thing too, don't you reckon, is that the guys who are sort of being held up as the bedrock of the side, Khawaja and Labuschagne, I think a lot of people are a bit off them anyway.
I look, to be honest, I would have liked to have seen Khawaja phased out about 12, 18 months ago. But they can't now. They're pot committed. He's got to play the summer. But he's 38. I mean, your eyes, your reflexes, they just start to go at that age. Hope he has a great summer. Good luck against Mark Wood if he's bowling 150 Ks.
Yeah.
Is Cam Green going to bowl?
Well, this is the other thing. So Jake Weatherall plays if Cam Green bowls, but I'm not convinced. I think he's going to bowl this next Shield game. I think if he gets through, can bowl 15 overs a day, then yes. And that's a big part of it all. So that's the thing. There's a lot of moving pieces at the moment. They need him bowling because his batting's been pretty ordinary, to be honest, lately as well. So, there's a bit going on, and there's a lot going on this weekend, boys. The Sixers started it off nicely last night with a win in New Zealand. It was a tough, gritty sort of performance. And on Sunday, it's going to be a beauty. Bryce Cotton against his old side. That'll be box office. Can't wait for that.
It's over there?
Here.
That's here.
I wish it was there the first time. Would have meant the crowd would have gone.
Oh, my goodness.
That would have been feral.
They are rabid over there too. That would have been
filthy.
That'll be must-see television.
Definitely.
This will be great too, though, obviously.
It'll be good, but not quite as, fiery. Tonight, Adelaide United, big game for them. They need to bounce back. Only 3 games in, but they've lost their last 2, so they need a performance. And Adelaide's women, if you're looking for something to do on Sunday, Chelsea Randall's been named again, but remember last week she got named and then pulled out on the Friday, so hope she plays. I'll only sort of believe it, though, once the game starts and she's there. But it's all on the line. So if you're looking for something to do Sunday, doesn't look like
Elimination final.
No rain forecast, or 1 millimetre maybe for Sunday. So hopefully she can get up and play.
Perfect conditions. Good on you, Rennie.
Thanks, boys.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 23 today with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
A Virgin plane at the centre of a fiery landing in Brisbane will now undergo a full inspection by engineers. The brakes caught alight as it landed last night. Fire crews attended and all passengers and crew disembarked safely. A National Australia Bank employee has been arrested and charged in relation to what's alleged to be one of the biggest fraud and money laundering syndicates in the nation's history. More from Carolee Katsambanis.
Detectives from Strikeforce Middleton allege 36-year-old Timotheus Sunkar is one of several corrupt NAB employees on the payroll of the so-called Penthouse Syndicate. The group allegedly defrauded NAB of more than $150 million during the past 2 years, building a luxury property empire across Sydney. SMH The Age reporting Sunkar was a senior business banking manager at NAB's Bankstown Business Centre. He faces 19 charges of allegedly facilitating about $10 million worth of fraudulent business.
Prince William has made a speech at COP30 in Brazil, his first on behalf of King Charles. The royal highlighting the risks from climate change at the Environmental Summit.
We must ask ourselves, what legacy do we wish to leave? Because the impact of all our choices will be felt by us all around the world, in the safety of their homes, the stability of their livelihoods, and the health of the natural world that sustains us all.
Meantime, the EV transition on our roads has stalled. Sales have dropped almost 17% so far this year. As a result, the Albanese government will miss its ambitious climate targets. Tony Webber at the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries says there's one simple reason.
a lack of public recharging infrastructure, because to buy an EV, you need the confidence that there is recharging in the community, and there is not that recharging infrastructure in play because the private sector is not investing, and government has probably not put enough resources into that at the moment.
The Sony Foundation will hold a fundraiser in Adelaide today for its youth cancer initiative You Can. The Premier will be among those attending the luncheon and has already committed $50,000 to the cause. Sony Foundation's CEO, Sophie Ryan McPhee, says they want to build a dedicated youth cancer centre at the RA, which is age appropriate.
Young people really need to be around other young people when they're having their cancer treatment. They're in a prime time of their life. They've got so much going on, school, uni, first jobs, and all of a sudden everything goes on hold and they've got to try and grapple keeping that life while going through their cancer treatment.
5 other youth cancer centres have already been set up interstate. And in the US, the class of 2025 will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this weekend. Inductees include Chubby Checker, Cyndi Lauper, Joe Cocker and Bad Company. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. India has defeated Australia by 48 runs to take a 2-1 series lead in the men's T20 series. The visitors set a target of 168 for the Aussies at Gold Coast Stadium before bowling Australia out for just 119. The Adelaide 36ers have cemented third spot on the NBL ladder following a hard-fought 83-79 win against the New Zealand Breakers on the road. There was one other game overnight with the South East Melbourne Phoenix winning an absolute thriller. That was against the Tassie Jack Jumpers, 103-102. Well, Adelaide United will host Western Sydney tonight, hoping for a much-needed win after consecutive losses. Coach Anton Andrioli says he's urged the squad to focus on process over outcome when it comes to converting goal-scoring opportunities.
Stay calm, stay focused in front of goals. You don't need to be that desperate, Sometimes that's your worst enemy. In that moment of the game, you need to be good at executing the actions that you want.
Meantime, it's full-time in Europa League clashes this morning, for some of them at least. Nottingham Forest sharing the points in a 0-0 draw against Sturm Graz, while Celtic lost 3-1 to FC Midtjylland. Let's go to tennis now, and Nick Kyrgios will use a Battle of the Sexes exhibition event to warm up for the Australian summer. The former Wimbledon finalist will face women's world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in Dubai. That'll be on the 28th of December. He says he's confident, but knows Sabalenka will be tough to beat.
I think she'll go down as one of the greatest players of all time when it's all said and done. So, I'm very aware that she's got weapons, but, look, I'm pretty confident in my own abilities.
And that is the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
A shower or two and 23 today. Cloudy tomorrow down to 18. Sunday, cloudy and 19. Monday, also 19 with a shower or two. Right now, it is 20 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes to 7. We're talking Christmas pageant and great things that only happen in South Australia for the meat tray this morning, thanks to Olga's Fine Foods. 8223 is the number. Uniquely South Australian things like the Christmas pageant. Director Brian Gilbertson will be on the program in just a moment. Adrian and Woodcroft first, though. Adrian, you got a Meat Tray Friday entry for us.
Good morning. Happy Friday, gentlemen. This not only uniquely South Australian, but maybe uniquely in the world. I was a tour guide for 10 years, finishing 6 years ago. And Goolwa, I love the South Coast. Goolwa is the only place in the world where you can arrive on one form of steam-powered transport, walk a couple of walk a small distance, and get on another form of steam-powered transport.
Yeah, that's a good point, mate.
The Oscar W, the Steam Ranger. It's a beautiful part of the world down in Goolwa.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. Some thought went into that, Adrian.
That was good.
You're a
Speaking
Meat Tray Friday contender.
Of that neck of the woods, our great friend Rob says what's good about SA, our local bakery culture. Just about every town has a bakery with one item that they're famous for. You can do a lap of SA and not be malnourished. Absolutely.
Well, quite the opposite.
Driving around Sydney, driving around New South Wales, can anyone here make a pasty?
They don't do them, do they?
No,
They're not
nowhere.
Yeah.
No, none.
It's not that they do them badly, they just don't do them.
There's no culture. I guess we've got to thank our Cornish brothers and sisters for that.
Yep. Well, we also, I'm not sure exactly who we've got to thank for the Christmas pageant, but we are thankful that it does exist because it is a wonderful South Australian tradition, and Brian Gilbertson's been at the helm for many, many years. The National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant tomorrow morning with Michael Keelan and Angie McBride broadcasting live throughout the morning as well. Brian, good morning to you.
Good morning, lads. How are you?
We're good, thank you, Brian. So I don't want to age you, mate, but this is many, many, many years you've been doing this. It doesn't get any less exciting for you, though, does it?
No, look, I think it's such an important event for South Australia. To have a community event like this anywhere in the world, I think, shows a measure of who we are as a society here in South Australia because, we all come together from well in excess of 250 countries that actually represent themselves in our state.
Yeah.
And they're all lined up along the street from all different cultures, and they all come together to celebrate, that bookend that starts the opening of the Christmas season. So it's a very special day. Lots of people doing it hard, and this is a free event where there's no competition for buying an ice cream or this or getting a balloon or whatever. It's all about just coming and enjoying the atmosphere of the day and drawing chalk and meeting up with friends that you haven't seen for a year because you've come to the same spot every year. There's just so many wonderful things. It's hard to not love it.
You're right. It is. It's actually worth reflecting on I think, the way you did, like a profound way, where you think a free event, a mass event, a safe event, a community event, an event that has a religious centre because it's about Christmas, and we obviously know what Christmas is about. And even though this is one where Father Christmas ends up being the star of the show, it's got Christian origins, but everybody enjoys it. It has no rancor. It's got no history of trouble. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. We have a theme every year. This year's celebrating love, and but the thought that went into that from before we started was what the world needs now is ...
Yeah.
All you need is ... And if there was a little bit more of that, looking in each other's eyes, I think all of our people who go out there on pageant morning, they have one KPI, and that is to change one person's life for the better. And so you can imagine the opportunity that presents for every person who's out there. You're going to change that person's life in the very first moments, possibly even before you get out on the parade. And once you get that feeling in you of having changed somebody for the better just because you've got a smile out of them or they're looking a bit tired because they haven't quite fully woken up, but you get into your costumes and look at each other and you think, right, we're out there for a good time. Suddenly their lives feel better, and that's richly rewarding just at a very micro level.
Yeah.
So you can go on and name thousands of things that come out of the pageant that are just nice things, and there's a lot of good in the world still. So we hopefully are a representative of that.
We most certainly are, Brian. It's a lovely message. It's a great event, and it does feel like officially the start of the festive season in Adelaide once it happens tomorrow morning. All the best for the event. No doubt it'll be a great success as always. Brian Gilbertson, the National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant director. It has inspired Meat Tray Friday this morning. We're asking you about uniquely South Australian things. Jenny in Athelstan's called in with one. Morning, Jenny.
Hi, it's the grid, Colonel William Light's grid pattern, the map of Adelaide, that enables people to go all over the place to watch the pageant.
You're right, Jenny. It's a remarkably simple system, isn't it?
The grid. I think interesting that I think William Light tried the grid elsewhere and it didn't go quite as sick. This is the version that worked. I think if you read about some of the other William Light attempts, it wasn't quite as beloved, shall we say.
Oh, really?
Thank you, Jenny. That's a good one. Certainly
Didn't he do some stuff in Canada?
Uniquely successful here.
Was it Canada?
Canada or New Zealand? We'll have a look. This is interesting and not on the subject matter. Rob sent us a text. He says, I've just had to pull over to text you this. I'm on my way to work, going west down to the Grange Road or Grand Junction Road. I can't tell, but he says they're doing the speed limit of 60, and a lad on an e-scooter just flew past me at 65 to 70 k's an hour. No rego, more front than John Martin's. Private e-scooters, did they get legalised or are they still...
No, I think they are legal. But there's been a lot of deaths on them nationwide.
Well, if you can go 70 k's an hour, it's not exactly a mystery as to why, is it? And this is interesting too. John from Richmond says he drove past the Christmas tree in Victoria Square. John says, I was under the impression that we were getting a new tree this year, as I distinctly remember the council saying they're buying a new tree. Well, it looks like the same one from last year. What's going on?
I didn't know they were getting a new tree.
No, neither did I. But they remember they were pilloried for the standard of Christmas decorations in the city, which are, frankly, by global standards, pathetic.
Maybe the Lord Mayor's going to get some ideas from Rio. Maybe we're going to have a giant street parade.
I'd much rather have nice Christmas decorations in Adelaide than have Lord Mayors travelling halfway across the globe.
Yeah. Imagine if she attends the next council meeting wearing like a giant feather headdress, like she's on a float from Salguero.
Well, they've brought something tangible back for the people of Adelaide.
Yeah, that's right. Giant marimba drums heralding the start of the meeting.
Liz and Kadina, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you, Liz.
I'd just like to suggest our Cornish Festival or Kernawick Lawenda for something uniquely South Australian.
Well, how do you say it again, Liz?
Kernawick Lawenda.
Kernawick Lawenda. How terrific is that?
Or more commonly known as the Cornish Festival.
Now, you're from the very Cornish neck of the woods, Liz. Calling from Kadina, you're from a very Cornish neck of the woods. Do you reckon there's anyone up there, Kadina Way or in Burra? Is there anyone there who could still speak Cornish?
Yes, we have a lady at Moonta. Her name escapes me just for the moment, but she does, and she teaches the Cornish language. When we have our Kernawick Lawenda, I'm sure she takes some classes there where you can go along and learn the language. And, of course, being up here, we also knock up a pretty good Cornish pasty as well.
Oh, absolutely you do. That's terrific.
Good on you, Liz. Let's go to Mono Para. Maddie, good morning.
Morning, fellas. I reckon something that's uniquely South Australian is a panda-hating morning radio host / TV anchor.
That's great,
I don't reckon. I reckon there's plenty of us out there, Maddie.
I can't think of any others.
That's just because they're cowards. People won't come forward and speak out. The silent majority, David.
Oh, that's right. Someone's got to fly the flag.
I'm going to organise a rally.
I'm interested in Liz from Kadina. Cornish lessons. That'd be a really non-handy language to know, but there's a guy called F. Morton Nance who was a Cornish nationalist in the late 19th century, and I found a book in a second-hand bookshop that he wrote. It's called A Dictionary of Cornish Seafaring Terms.
Fantastic.
It's about 40 pages long, but it's got all these weird words in it for knots and for...
Is it the legend of Aussie, 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 oi, 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 that it was actually a Cornish...
Yeah, Oggy, Oggy, Oggy.
Yeah.
You know what's really weird, though? And this is a bit like the Indigenous people, the Aboriginal people up north of Torres Strait, how they had all that contact with all the fishermen of Sulawesi and eastern Indonesia. The Cornish word for codfish, is bucky-jow.
Right.
Now, in Italian, in Spanish, in Portuguese, a cod is called a bacalhau. So in Cornish, it's bucky-jow.
Well, they were seafaring people. There was a lot of
it's from that triangle, from the Bretons, from the Basques, the Cornish, all noodling around for centuries selling each other cods.
Yeah.
That's how you end up with that word. Isn't that crazy?
All right, let's go to the Inman Valley. Carlos, good morning.
Morning, lads. There's nothing I like better at the start of the cockle season to take the kids down and do the cockle shuffle.
The cockle shuffle?
With the feet, mate.
The cockle shuffle.
Yep. Nowhere else in Australia have I seen that done, and it's the best thing, best bait. And right now, obviously, fishing's not the best, but we'll wait and see.
I didn't know it was unique to South Australia, but we'll take your word for it, Carlos. That's excellent.
It's such an evocative description, though. The cockle shuffle.
The cockle shuffle.
Yeah.
In the running to win the meat tray this morning, thanks to Olga's Fine Foods. We're going to check traffic for the first time. We'll come back with police and weather very shortly. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. The odd passing shower, but nothing too bad. But keep it in mind on the driving this morning. Mawson Lakes delays clearing from an earlier crash, Port Wakefield Road to the Salisbury Highway. Parahills West, a breakdown there, Main North Road near Kings Road, and starting to get a little bit busy, South Road, Karata Park and Anzac Highway. You got a camera look out for this morning too, Days Road at Regency Park. The $100 million Algal Bloom summer plan from the state and federal government is now in action. See the Algal Bloom summer plan at algalbloom.sa.gov.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
If I say multi, are you thinking vitamins? Or bets? If gambling's never far from your thoughts, or you're often looking forward to your next bet, you could be showing the early signs of gambling harm. But if you spot the harm, you can stop the harm. Visit gamblingharmsupport.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Hello, ACH Group, Tina speaking.
Navigating the new Support at Home program? ACH Group is here to help. Our Welcome team offers one-on-one consultations to help you understand your options, navigate My Aged Care and find the right support for your needs. ACH Group will guide you through the process and make it easier. Call our Welcome team at ACH Group on 8159 3500 because a little help can be a big help.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged: our passion to help people invest in their future. To build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttyres.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Can't wait to see your future home? Let's bring your vision to life. Visit one of Rossdale Homes' many display villages across Adelaide and the Hills. Explore our stunning layouts, finishes and our latest designs for inspiration. Whether it's single story, two-story, split level or even a custom build, our friendly Rossdale team is here to answer all your questions. For open times and locations, visit rossdalehomes.com.au. Rossdale Homes, your local SA builder, because trust is a must.
Forget making rabbits disappear. It's time to make chemicals disappear. Say goodbye to ordinary tap water and hello to cleaner, tastier water with a Puritap water purifier. Puritap's advanced filtration system makes unwanted chemicals and contaminants disappear, leaving you with only the purest, most pristine water. Don't settle for just any water. Experience the magic of pure with the Puritap water purifier.
Puritap, the purest water on tap. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
10 to 7, let's talk about the weather, including the all-important Christmas pageant forecast. Mark Andalak at the Weather Bureau joins us. What did you, Mark?
Good morning. How are you going?
Yeah, good. So
thanks,
just
Mark.
take us through what is a very important next 24 hours.
Yeah, so at the moment, we're quite a warm and cloudy start to the day, 20 degrees at the moment. We're expecting a westerly wind change to come in around about 10 or 11 o'clock today, so we'll have a milder afternoon with maybe a shower or two around during the afternoon. Top of 22 degrees forecast for this afternoon. And then as we move into the overnight period, the winds turn a little bit more south-southeasterly. What that means is we could still see a light shower or two overnight tonight in the very early hours of tomorrow morning. But come pageant time, I think we'll be in a cooler southerly flow. Just a slight risk of a shower, but it should be mostly fine by then. We're looking at, it feels like temperature of around 12, 14 degrees at the start of the pageant tomorrow. But the day itself should be cloudy and a top of 18 degrees. So cool. Just a slight chance of a shower tomorrow morning for the pageant, but I think it'll be hard-pressed to see one. can't rule it out altogether, guys.
Good on you, Mark. Thank you. Have a great weekend, mate.
All right, let's head to SAPOL. Senior Constable Matt Hale is on the line. Matt, there's been a crash on the Port Wakefield Highway.
Yes, good morning. There has indeed. About 4 a.m. this morning, police and emergency services were called to Port Wakefield Highway after reports of a car crashing into the rear of a livestock truck which was carrying chickens. The driver and single occupant was not seriously injured but was treated by SA ambulance at the scene and conveyed to hospital. The car was extensively damaged, so it's extremely fortunate no one's been injured badly. Traffic restrictions were in place but have since reopened. Now, we remind drivers to really take their time and pay attention on the road ahead, especially in these early morning commutes.
I'm not being silly, Matt, but were the chickens okay? Did any of them escape, or haven't you got that detail?
I'm a vegetarian, so I'm glad that no chickens were harmed.
That's good news.
Good answer, mate. Matt, now also, geez, this didn't take long. One day after we had the police minister on confirming that you're going to start testing drivers for cocaine, you've caught one.
Yes, it's a good result. So that was about 4:30 p.m. Yesterday. The police stopped a vehicle on Goodwood Road at Elizabeth South. The driver, a 26-year-old Davern Park woman, tested positive for cocaine and methamphetamine. Police checks revealed that she was also disqualified driving. She was reported for those traffic offences and should be summoned to appear court at a later date. And the vehicle she was driving was impounded for 28 days.
Yeah, first of many, I suspect. Also, Matt, there's been a break-in at a school in Elizabeth.
Yes, and this school has only been open for 3 days apparently, so it's a bit of a shame, but at least we've got the person in cuffs. So just after 2 a.m. this morning, police and police security officers responded to an alarm at Ridley Road School. Upon arrival, it's alleged that the patrol spotted a suspect climbing out of a classroom window holding a large TV. Officers moved in and arrested the man without incident. He was searched and allegedly several items from the classroom were found on his person. The 28-year-old man from Bear Athol has been refused police bail, charged with serial criminal trespass, theft, property damage, and he'll be in the Elizabeth Magistrate Court later on today.
Good on you, Matt. Senior Constable Matt Hale there from SAPOL.
All right, let's take some more Mitre Friday entries, shall we? Let's starting in Hyde Park. Robbie, good morning.
Oh, good morning. I remember, this is one of my favourite memories with Mum and Dad, we would go up and have the most beautiful lunch. We'd have a big German sausage with sauerkraut, with all the extras, and Dad would have a big butcher of beer, and that's at Harndorf.
Oh, yeah.
Harndorf.
What was it called, Robbie? The Old Mill. Was it the Old Mill in Harndorf? That was the place for a long time?
It was.
And there's the pub that still does all the bratwursts and knockwursts, the sauerkraut, the rye bread with the caraway seeds in it, and the nice Dijon mustard and grain mustard. Yum.
Is Harndorf ever quiet? Is there a quiet time of year in Harndorf? Or is the population of tourists always about 200,000 people?
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's amazing how much of a consistent draw it is, that place.
Yeah, even if you go there like midday on Tuesday.
You go there during the week, and all those places will be people sitting out eating on the footpath.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite remarkable. Let's go to Flagstaff Hill. Helen, good morning.
Good morning. My answer is for the Blue Lake in Mount Gambier.
Well, yeah, what a great feature. That is
There's
unique.
a lot of crazy stuff down in Mount Gambier. What about that sinkhole in the middle of town?
Yep.
With that amazing garden growing in it.
Good on you, Helen. Thank you. You're in the running to win the meat tray, thanks to Olga's Fine Foods. A few people, I think, tongue-in-cheek, have said uniquely South Australian things. The algal bloom does certainly won't make our list of our favourite uniquely South Australian things, but it is very topical at the moment, given a significant change in diagnosing the problem. Namely, the little critter that is at the heart of this is different to the one we originally thought, and it is very much toxic. That said, you won't hear the state government saying that. Nicola Centofanti, the Shadow Minister for Primary Industries, joins us on 5AA Breakfast. Why do you think they're allergic to the word toxic, Nicola?
Morning, lads. Thanks for having me. Look, I've got absolutely no idea. We know that South Australians have been heading to the beaches for months now, and they've seen those dead fish, hundreds of tons of dead fish washed up on our shores. They've smelt the stench. They've felt the sting in their eye and the itch at the back of their throats. And, time and time that people have raised fears about not just the marine environment, but their public health, and they're continuously being brushed aside, these concerns by the state government. We were told we were alarmists. We were told that it wasn't a toxin-producing bloom by the Premier himself. We were told that we're overreacting. We've now got this paper in that proves what coastal communities, I think, have been saying from day one. That this is a toxic algal bloom. I mean, everyone knew it because they were experiencing it, and I think the Premier just can't shy away from this. And to be frank, I think he needs to apologise to the thousands of South Australians, including the media, who, he's essentially labelled alarmists for simply talking about the symptoms that they were experiencing and continue to experience. And, this isn't about scaring people. It's just about providing people with the information that they deserve, I think, to make informed decisions, because South Australians, they don't want to be treated like mugs or fools. They just want the truth. And
we did ask Mike Steer yesterday. We asked Mike Steer yesterday, though, Nicholas Entafanti, about the health advice and whether that would change on account of this being now the predominant algae being a different type of Karenia algae. And he has said no. Does the opposition think that the health advice should change, or that there should be some sort of review of the health advice? Is that what you're saying?
Look, I think so, and I do struggle with the fact that they are not wanting to review that health advice, because in that same paper it states that brevetoxins can lead to some serious health effects, including, and of course, the shortness of breath that we've all, or many of us, have experienced, and asthma exacerbation. But they also talk about constriction of airways, and they actually talk about pneumonia as well. And I mean, these aren't mild effects. And I do think that the Premier should be escalating this with SA Health in terms of updating that health advice, or at least, in the algal bloom committee that I sit in, I asked PERS and I asked that they had briefed SA Health on this new species, and I couldn't get an answer.
Well, we've got the Environment Minister, Lucy Hood, on the line now. Minister, you would have heard the tail end of that chat with Nicholas Entafanti. Do you think the health advice needs to be reviewed? We're not trying to beat this up, but the fact that there's been the shift in the identification of the algae, the acknowledgement now that it's at least toxic to fish, does anything need to change in relation to humans?
Well, no, Pembone, as you had Professor Mike Steer on yesterday, and we are guided by the experts and we're guided by the science, and they have said that the health advice remains consistent, it remains clear, and this is just the opposition. They're not health experts, and they're actually questioning our health experts, the ones who stand by us during these, significant challenges in the state.
But
the health advice hasn't changed, and Mike Steer has said that yesterday.
But Mike Steer's not from SA Health, though, is he? And I've got nothing but respect from him. He's a fish guy. He's not a human guy.
And I stood alongside SA Health yesterday, who said the health advice remains consistent. We've always said that brevetoxins were present there, and that is why our health advice reflected that. So nothing's changed apart from the fact we've got a name for the culprit, which is Karenia cristata.
But the position is the health advice is the same, and the SA Health are part of that recommendation. They are lockstep with you guys on this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you concede, though, there's been a credibility blow to the state government in talking about this, where for 6 months we've been saying it's one thing, and now we've said, oh, no, sorry, we got that wrong, it's something else entirely?
Not at all. We knew that Karenia miki-moitoi was present, but we also knew that brevetoxins were present, and we knew that a different type of Karenia species caused that. And that is why we invest in this research and in this science. They've been able to turn around a study that often takes years in a matter of months. And so what this does is it gives us a name for the culprit, Karenia cristata, but also we learn other things like the fact that it doesn't particularly like warm conditions. So as we head into the summer months, that's really promising. And also remembering that we're actually seeing 0 cell counts of Karenia across our metropolitan beaches, in some 14 of 21 sites. So that's really fantastic news, particularly as we head into summer when, we're really backing our coastal communities and our coastal small businesses, including our seafood retailers, and I know you've been a champion of those too.
Lucy Hood, thank you for calling in.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 23 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Hands you can trust and state-of-the-art facilities. Physio Extra, tailoring care for you. physioextra.com.
An emergency on the tarmac at Brisbane Airport. The brakes on a Virgin flight caught alight as it landed last night. Everyone disembarked safely. Engineers will now go over the aircraft. More details have emerged about that fatal cargo plane crash in Kentucky this week. The jet, which crashed and exploded in Louisville, had been grounded for over a month prior to the accident due to critical fuel tank repairs. Well, Americans are bracing for travel chaos with flights grounded due to a lack of air traffic control operators. More from US correspondent Jonathan Kersley.
Thousands of flights could be cancelled or delayed tomorrow as the federal government seeks to reduce the amount of planes in the sky. As many as 10% could be cancelled or delayed in some parts, with 40 major airports from Los Angeles International Airport to New York's JFK impacted. But it's understood international flights won't be affected. With Democrats and Republicans in Washington, D.C. unable to agree on a spending plan forward, the government remains in shutdown, meaning workers have been furloughed and many not paid. And the government argues there simply aren't enough air traffic controllers to keep the airspace safe. This is now the longest government shutdown in US history.
Day one of the new roadside cocaine testing netted a positive driver. Senior Constable Matt Hales says a woman was pulled over at Elizabeth South yesterday afternoon.
The driver, a 26-year-old Davern Park woman, tested positive for cocaine and methamphetamine. Police checks revealed that she was also disqualified driving.
She's been reported and will front court at a later date. Labor maintains its climate change targets are achievable as the Liberals weigh up whether to continue support for net zero. The junior coalition partner, the Nationals, dumped the emissions reduction target over the weekend. The Liberals will hold another meeting in Canberra next week to determine whether they'll follow suit. ALP President Wayne Swan says the government's targets are sensible.
Not at any cost, but it's good economics to invest in renewable energy, and it's very bad economics and deeply irresponsible to hold up renewable energy projects.
King Charles has formally removed Andrew's Prince title alongside his HRH. The change was announced a week ago. The Queen's second son is now known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And the official trailer for the Michael Jackson biopic has been released. The late singer's nephew Jafar stars as the King of Pop. Michael will be released in April next year. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And he's just moonwalked into the studio. It's Tom Wren.
Yeah, couldn't do it like the great man. Let's start with a little bit of football here. Port Adelaide coach Josh Carr has not given up hope of retaining Zach Butters beyond 2026. The 25-year-old's out of contract at the end of next year, and there's been plenty of interest and noise from several Victorian clubs who are keen to get him. Carr telling Rowie and Timmy G he's a quality person and player, and they want to make sure they keep providing the best environment for him.
I'm really confident of us making sure we build the culture of our football club, and any player that leaves, I want it to be the hardest decision of their life. So, as far as that goes, really confident that Zach's going to have a really good year, and we'll just keep chipping away, and we'll get somewhere.
Meantime, Jaden Stevenson wants to come out of AFL retirement to play for Port Adelaide next season. The 26-year-old former Collingwood and North Melbourne forward will train with the Power over summer. And the Crows have named Chelsea Randall and Neve Kelly ahead of Sunday's elimination final against St Kilda. Both are returning from concussion. To cricket now, Australia's lost its T20 clash against India by 48 runs on the Gold Coast, meaning they're now 2-1 down in the series with one match to play at the Gabba. Chasing 168 to win, the Aussies were 1 for 67 but lost 9 for 52 to be all out for 119. Well, the Adelaide 36ers are now 7-2 to start the season after a hard-fought 83 to 79-point win against the New Zealand Breakers. They'll fly back to Adelaide today ahead of Sunday's match at home against the Perth Wildcats. Strictly Business has upstaged Get a Good Feeling to win the Group 1 Crown Oaks at Flemington yesterday. The Cup Carnival will continue tomorrow. And Novak Djokovic is into the semi-finals of the Hellenic Championship event in Athens after a straight sets win against Portugal's Nuno Borges. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group because a little help can be a big help.
Morning there. Got a few passing showers, but nothing too bad worth worrying about this morning. But keep it in mind if you're coming in through the hills. Para Hills West, a breakdown. Main North Road near Kings Road, but good news there. No great delays. Little busy already this morning for works at Prospect, Regency Road near William Street, and slow South Road, Karata Park. You've got an early one camera to look out for too this morning. Days Road at Regency Park. Harris Scarf Friends Unmissable Deals ends today. Last chance to shop great offers across bedding, kitchen, electrical and more. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
Heading for 23 today with a shower or two. Cloudy tomorrow 18, Sunday cloudy 19, Monday a shower or two also 19. Right now it's 20 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Spring has traditionally been the peak time for selling your home. As the gardens bloom, so too do buyer numbers. But while demand is high, stock levels remain at historic lows. That means more competition for the homes on the market and a greater chance of achieving a premium result for your property. At Toop and Toop, our experience, local knowledge and negotiation expertise give you the edge when it matters most. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health and clinical nursing. Because we believe there is no place like home. And with the right support, there is no reason to leave it. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Drive long enough in this country and you learn a thing or two about how Australia rolls. First kisses, last calls, big nights, fresh starts. And when we say we'll show up, we bloody show up.
Hey, mate. Can we swing past drive-through?
Of course, mate. This isn't a side gig. It's our life. I'm with 13 Cabs, and this is how we roll.
Download the app. Book 13 Cabs.
Mazda's 2025 plate clearance is on now. Don't miss incredible drive-away deals across select 2025 models. Take on the toughest terrain in the top-of-the-range Mazda BT50 SP. Now from $68,990 drive away. Or get the job done with the worksite-ready BT50 XT 4x4 dual cab from $55,990 drive away. Hurry into your local dealership before they're gone. Price to clear and ready to move. The Mazda plate clearance is on now. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
10 after 7, good morning to you if you're joining us for the first time on what is suddenly it wants to be a sunny Friday morning. The sun is just peeking out from behind a cloud here in Hindmarsh Square, so it feels like it's going to be a sunnyish day, albeit the weather forecast says it's going to be cloudy, and it'll be cloudy for much of the next week, except Wednesday, which looks like an oasis of warmth in the early part or the middle of next week. If you are feeling bad about yourself on this Friday morning, think about the person who set the password at the Louvre, the famous museum that recently was robbed to the tune of some $150 million, who in their infinite wisdom thought the uncrackable password for their CCTV cameras and computer systems should be Louvre. Is
that true?
That's come out in the review of what went on. I don't think there is a person on planet Earth who has a good password. That's my working theory on humanity. They're all bad. Now, we have a meat tray this morning thanks to Olga's Fine Food, family-owned, award-winning South Australian food company, started in 1978 on the eve of the Christmas pageant.
Only good thing that happened in 1978 was that Olga started.
Is that your birth year, is it?
No. Keep going.
Oh, footy. I forgot. I should have known. Now, the meat tray inspired by the Christmas pageant tomorrow morning. Wonderful South Australian event. Unique South Australian event. We're asking you about things that are uniquely South Australian, be they excellent or be they not great. 8223 or jump on the text line as well, 0448 08 1395. Let's head to the far southeast of the state. Mitch Sariovsky for 7 News reporting on a renewed search for a cold case suspected murder from back in 1988. Mitch, good morning to you. What's the state of that investigation right now?
Good morning, Dave and Will. So I got confirmation from police last night that they won't be searching, despite thinking that it would last for 2 days. Major crime officers won't be back at the scene today. I've been told that they got everything they needed yesterday. So the search was launched following the case, the decades-old case review, and that included every piece of available evidence, guys. So authorities yesterday, they focused on a property along Burnda Road, about 1 square kilometres in size, and they expected the search to last 2 days. And that's just outside of Mount Gambier. So Margaret Burney, she was last seen at her Mount Gambier home on January 23, 1988. Her family did raise the alarm after she failed to make contact for several weeks, and that prompted them to report her missing. So police say she was murdered and believe someone somewhere in the region here knows exactly what happened to her. But the extent of the search yesterday and what they got is still unclear, but I'll confirm they won't be out searching again today. But guys, could you only imagine? It's been 37 years since Margaret has disappeared, and the pain over the decades from the family must be, agonising.
I was going to ask about that, Mitch. Have any of the family made any statements? Are her parents still with us, or what's the story there?
From what I gathered yesterday, the family are relieved that police potentially have a lead. There was a reason why they searched the property, but that hasn't been confirmed just yet. They're relieved that they're out looking. They're hoping for answers. You could only imagine 37 years with no answers. For a family like that, they just want closure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a heartbreaking story, but hopefully there'll be a breakthrough. Thank you for that. Mitch Sariovsky there for 7 News in Mount Gambier.
Now, the CSIRO released a very interesting report yesterday. It's their mouse monitoring report. And according to the report, mice are on the march. In the report's own language, there is moderate to high activity in some cropping regions, such as the Adelaide Plains and part of the York Peninsula, which is of particular concern to our grain producers. Brad Perry is the CEO of Grain Producers SA. Morning to you, Brad.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah, so how alarmed are you guys about this?
I think we're a bit of a watch and wait and be vigilant at the moment, but yes, it's certainly concerning that there's an increase in activity. We saw similar numbers back in 22-23 when the mouse plague occurred. Still a long way to go, but we certainly want to avoid that at all costs.
But what are the sort of environmental conditions that affect the fluctuations in their population, Brad?
It's the weather, really, in a nutshell. So we've had ideal conditions for female pregnant breeding, and they're quite prolific breeders as well. So things like this late rain, we've got a lot of regermination of crops as well that's popping up, and also you would have seen as you drive around, there's plenty of grain on the ground that's been cut for cereal hay. So conditions are good at the moment, and CSIRO are predicting that if we continue to get a bit of rain and a bit of mild warmth, then it'll be even better for them.
When a farm gets sort of attacked by mice, or when the mice rather all just decide that they're going to set up there and start, millions and millions of families, what can you do about it? There's nothing you can really do, is there?
We've got to get in front of it. Once it's established, it's very hard to get on top of it. And you may recall back a few years ago when there was a plague here, we had an emergency permit to actually get double the strength of the bait that farmers currently use. And that's effective, but you've got to get right in front of it. Otherwise, they can increase in population in incredible numbers. I remember seeing videos of lifting up sheets of iron, and it was literally just a carpet of mice.
Yeah, I've seen footage of roads where you can't even see the road for mice. Bloody horrible things. Good on you, Brad. Thank you. Hopefully that doesn't happen. What's going on here?
CEO of Grain Producers SA. Hopefully it's
Corenia plague, mouse plague.
It's biblical, isn't it?
It is. Are these the last days, Will?
Can you tell me, is this the definition of irony? We started the week, and I tell you what, I'm having a bad week with technology. We started the week with a breaking at 8, where some people had suggested that my voice had been used and uploaded to a AI voiceover website that you could now pay them to get a voice that was somewhat similar to mine. So I had that brush with AI to start the week. Is this irony? Yesterday I received an email from Elon Musk. Twitter.
He emailed you?
Yeah, they emailed me and they said, "Hi, William Goodings," formal first name, trouble. "Your account, W. Goodings, was detected by our systems and automatically suspended for violating X rules."
What have you done now?
Specifically for, quote, "violating our rules against inauthentic behaviours." I went, okay, what's an inauthentic behaviour? So inauthentic behaviours: unauthorised automation, fake personas, impersonation. So I started the week being ripped off by AI, and I've ended the week having my account suspended because they don't believe the thing that actually is me is me. There's obviously a belief it's
You're going to end
fake
up with
me.
a major identity crisis, Will you? This is some sort of
I don't
John
exist.
Malkovich type, Franz Kafka scenario you've got yourself into here.
So I appealed to them, to Elon.
But what have you tweeted to attract their attention?
I haven't tweeted anything in months, years. I'm not even on really any. I've been weaning myself off.
Yeah.
However,
so you're a non-person.
I sent them an email saying, "Listen, it's my name and a picture of me. I don't know how to be more authentic than that." But having done some subsequent searches, there is basically zero chance this gets overturned. So I've been wiped. No more. Elon has declared war on the 5AA breakfast program.
You must have been cancelled, though, on some sort of AI ground. Like, there wouldn't be an actual human being.
No, it'd be an AI scraping
Twitter
thing.
in San Francisco going, what's Will done now?
Yeah.
It would just be the machine has said.
So AI...
That's actually a genuinely disturbing thing, I reckon.
Yeah, I can't look into it. So I'm not there. So apologies to Ben Jordan, who sent through a very funny thing. Ben Jordan was trying to get in contact with him. He tried to tweet it to me yesterday, and he said, "What's going on?" Which was an excellent observation. Do you recall in the midst of our chat about betting on the horses in the Melbourne Cup, you made an off-the-cuff comment about betting on the dogs?
Oh yeah, I was accidentally called horses dogs,
and I said, it's the funny thing. You bet on the Melbourne Cup, and everyone says, "Oh, it's a bit of fun." You put some money on race 4 at Anglevale, and people say you've got a problem. Ben Jordan said, Angle Park. You jokingly mentioned putting $500,000 on race 4 at Angle Park on Tuesday. He said, if you had picked the winner in race 4 at Angle Park on Tuesday, you would have won $5.5 million.
You're kidding.
So thank you for that, Ben.
Damn it. Should have gone on.
Should have gone on.
I've got a question. We need to find a mouse expert. Is there a term for a mouse expert? Like if you're if that is your
Dr. Mouse
field of expertise? Because I'm wondering if the mice are coming for Country SA because of the weather, does that mean that the rats are coming for our tomato plants in suburban Adelaide?
Does one follow the other?
Yeah. Well, you'd think, as they're sort of genetically next door neighbours in the animal kingdom, mice and rats. Because there's nothing more dispiriting than the tomatoes are looking majestic and they're starting to fruit, and you go out there one morning in late January thinking it's going to knock up some I don't know, maybe some pasta puttanesca or some bruschetta, or just have a sliced tomato on a bit of toast with some good butter and some salt. And they've all bloody gone.
Yeah, we'll get an answer to that question. But first, we're going to check traffic, and then Timmy G is going to join us. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Morning there. Roads looking really good for the run-in today. Traffic quite light, which is really nice for a Friday. Do have a breakdown to look out for at Para Hills West. It's on Main North Road near Kings Road, but not seeing too many delays through there. We'll have some works to look out for at Flinders Park. They always get slow throughout the morning. Holbrooks Road near Grange Road. And keep those works in Parkside in mind too. They get surprisingly busy too. Greenhill Road near Hutt Road. A couple of cameras to look out for this morning. Chief Street, Brompton and First Avenue at Woodville Gardens. Audio is more powerful than you think. For advertising with the power to double your campaign effectiveness, start with commercial radio and audio, where brands are heard. Visit cra.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
Adelaide could see home prices fall by as much as $100,000 over the next decade, but to do that, the city would have to overhaul its restrictive zoning rules and allow 3-storey townhouses and low-rise apartments to be built across all residential suburbs.
Graham Goodings.
Currently, about 3/4 of Adelaide's residential land is zoned for only 2 stories or fewer. The potential impact is especially large.
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Still thinking about a sea change? Think Oakford Homes in Counter Bay. New stage released and selling fast. A variety of block sizes available in a friendly community with brand new low maintenance homes plus the beach close by. Affordable packages, no surprises. Move in now or invest for the future. Fixed price turnkey packages, flat land ready to build. Don't miss out. New stage now released. Visit our display village at Encounter Bay. Oakford Homes, a statement of quality. oakfordhomes.com.au.
Sold by McGain again.
But there continue to be limited homes out there, so you have to get along to these open inspections.
Tomorrow from 11 to 11:30am, Zoe Ball and Baz Rampole. Oh, boy.
The Baz
Look out. Look out if you're going to this property. 14A Amsterdam Road, Hackham West. If you're looking for an affordable entry into the market, this neat and low-maintenance home is perfect for home buyers. Featuring 3 bedrooms, heating, cooling, off-street parking, just a 5-minute drive to Colonnade Shopping Centre, 595 to 645K.
You'd be able to say good day to Fitzy living down there. He's already hanging around at the Colonnade Shopping Centre. Then tomorrow from 11 to 11:30, Patrick Che, he's opening 25 Harvest Drive, McLaren Vale. This sounds beautiful, custom-built 2-storey home. It features incredible architectural design, 4 big bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 living areas, beautiful outdoor entertaining area so you can hoof into that local Grenache with your friends. Speak to Patrick for a price guide.
Take a look at these properties and all the McGain listings at mcgain.com.au.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early or late. Either way, the Olympic Industries sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA-engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough, or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
Would you like to enjoy a meal without having to worry about heartburn, bloating and other uncomfortable indigestion symptoms? Caruso's Indigestion Ease Probiotic to the rescue. Caruso's Indigestion Ease Probiotic relieves and helps reduce the occurrence of indigestion symptoms. It also relieves heartburn and supports digestive system health. So if you're fed up with indigestion and heartburn, try Caruso's new Indigestion Ease Probiotic today. Comes with money-back guarantee, now available at leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
"25 minutes after 7, we have a wonderful meat tray thanks to Olga's Fine Foods to give away this morning. We are asking you, inspired by the Christmas pageant, about terrific, unique South Australian things. Terrific is an optimistic qualifier because many of their suggestions have been less than terrific, but that's fine. They're all eligible for the meat tray. Ange in Two Wells, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, thanks, Ange.
There's got to be one in it, isn't it? Mr. Undies and Gumboots, John Hazeman. He is an icon of South Australia.
There is he's perhaps the most unique South Australian, and was a long time listener to 5AA Breakfast. He moved to Clare.
Yeah, he lives up in Clare.
He used to be on the live stream every morning.
Yeah, and he used to write greetings on the live stream. He was often tuning. If you're watching us today, Johnny, a big cheerio to you.
All right, let's talk sport.
Speaking about report cards with distinctions, here's Ginnivan.
Tim Ginnivan on 5AA Breakfast.
It's funny, we were saying to Rennie in the break, there's sport going on, there's cricket, there's basketball, there's the soccer on at the moment, but it feels like a lull until the Ashes begins in true fashion. Timmy, is that how you feel about it at the moment?
Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Will. I think one of the big factors is, and we've had listeners ring up about it, with the fact that a lot of the sport is only on a pay TV streaming service, it makes it really difficult to get engaged. And I think that's the big challenge with the T20 and the one days that don't get shown on free to air. I think the interest factor sort of just falls away, and you go, who's playing and where are they playing?
It's a good point, because footy being on free-to-air and cricket being on free-to-air, they're kind of big unifying things. Because there are people that aren't that massively into it, but it'll be on the background. At least you can have a passing conversation about it. But everything else it's a bit like when there's no TV show these days that's as popular as they were 30 years ago when everyone was watching the one thing. Now everyone's so fragmented. And yeah, you're right, Timmy. That's a good point. Sport's becoming a bit that way too. Certainly the smaller sports.
Yeah, it certainly is. And our national game, I don't know if you heard, we had an interview on Monday, and then we followed up with Ryan Harris, the coach of our SACA teams. They're looking at privatising the BBL and having private ownership. And you go, okay, well, how's this going to work? When we asked Ryan Harris, he said, well, look, if we're going to compete and going to actually have a T20 comp that actually can compete, you're going to probably have to go that way, because it's going that way in South Africa. They've got a tournament in the United Arab Emirates, and you go, well, that's going to be really tough to compete if you don't. But then where does the power go normally? The power goes to where the money is, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's right. Exactly.
What about the day they say, sorry, there won't be a Boxing Day test, we've got a T20 game on?
Yeah, well, exactly. So how would it work, though? How would it work, Tim? So presumably, some Saudi oil baron could end up owning the Adelaide Strikers?
Yes, correct. Of course, there's a lot of in the IPL. There's a lot of Indian ownership, of course, that do own and basically run the South African T20 as we speak today. So that could well and truly take over here. You could have Twiggy Forrest owning a team. Who knows? So maybe 5AA.
Geez, I'm worried about the opening
have a whip around.
Fortescue.
Gina Reinhardt Strikers.
Oh.
Wow.
Very possible.
How about, and I'll tell you what, hasn't this week given us the model for it? How about the Thomas Food Strikers?
Yes, not out of the question at all. Absolutely.
I mean, given already won the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, what a victory that was.
Give Darren
brilliant.
The problem with Australian and big companies and centralised wealth is that 4 of the teams would just be named after banks. They're the biggest companies we have in Australia.
Telstra might do one.
Yeah, and every their performance depends on the rate cut or not. We're not sure.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's great, Tim. Interesting.
Brilliant stuff. And good luck. Good luck to the Adelaide Crows. They've got their final on Sunday against St Kilda in the women's. And Ebony Marinoff has just been nominated for a 10th time for the All-Australian squad. If she makes the team, she will be an 8-time All-Australian. Unbelievable.
What a superstar.
That's crazy, isn't it?
He's a great story. Good on you, Timmy.
On you, Tim.
Hooroo.
The supercar season all comes down to Adelaide this November. A new knockout final series ends with one unmissable grand final as 4 drivers go head-to-head on one of the world's toughest street circuits, while the full grid is still out chasing glory, prize money and payback. Plus, Friday hosts a brand new 100-kilometre race. 4 contenders, 3 races, 1 champion. The BP Adelaide Grand Final, where champions are made.
G'day, Alan Gray here. Speaking mechanic to mechanic, we all know that when you're looking to load up your rig or to do some off-road exploring, the right suspension is crucial. It dictates how much weight you can carry, what you can tow, and how safe and comfortable your ride will be. At Terrain Tamer, our range of GVM upgrades, parabolic springs, smart coils and fortified shock absorbers will get you there and home again without a hitch. To find out more, go to terraintamer.com.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 23 today with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
There's been a school break-in in the northern suburbs. Senior Constable Matt Hale says an alarm was activated at the Ghana Plains School just after 2 a.m.
It's alleged that the patrol spotted a suspect climbing out of a classroom window holding a large TV. Officers moved in and arrested the man without incident. He was searched and allegedly several items from the classroom were found on his person.
The 28-year-old from Blair Athol will front court today. Extensive damage was caused to the newly constructed building during the break-in. A woman from Davern Park has failed a roadside cocaine test on day 1 of its introduction. The 26-year-old driver pulled over at Elizabeth South yesterday afternoon. She allegedly tested positive to cocaine and meth and was also found to be driving while disqualified. An emergency on the tarmac at Brisbane Airport. The brakes on a Virgin flight caught alight as it landed last night. Andrea Carruthers has more.
This triggered a major response. You saw 4 rescue trucks, aviation rescue trucks, attend the scene. They continued to hose down that plane until it was extinguished. All passengers and crew managed to get off the plane safely. It's understood Virgin will now be using their engineers to inspect this plane before returning it to service.
The 36-year-old man has been charged in connection to what's alleged to be one of the biggest fraud and money laundering syndicates in Australia's history. The group allegedly defrauded the NAB of more than $150 million in the past 2 years. It's being reported the senior business banking manager faces 19 charges of allegedly facilitating around $10 million worth of fraudulent business. Several climbers have died after an avalanche in the Nepal's mountain region. Steph Felicina has more.
Local outlets have confirmed at least 7 climbers, including 5 foreigners and 2 Nepalese, have died after being hit by an avalanche on a Himalayan peak in northeastern Nepal. The avalanche occurred earlier this week at a base camp near the summit of Mount Yalongri. Communications between Nepal's Department of Tourism and the impacted countries, including Italy and France, are ongoing. In the meantime, rescue and recovery operations will continue.
In the US, Nancy Pelosi, the first woman elected Speaker of the House, says she'll retire at the end of her current term. The California Democrat is now 85. The King's decision to strip his disgraced brother, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, of all his titles is now official. Hannah Sinclair reports.
Entries published in the UK's official public record confirming the removal of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's birthright and dukedom as ordered by the King. He can no longer refer to himself as Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, or use the style His Royal Highness. Andrew has also now been ordered to appear before congressmen in Washington for questioning over his links to pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. The disgraced royal still nowhere to be seen as the rest of the family gets on with their duties.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. We'll start with cricket. Pat Cummins says he's on track to play in the second Ashes test at the Gabba as he recovers from a back injury. The Australian skipper will miss the first test against England. Meantime, former Aussie fast bowler Jason Gillespie has questioned England's baseball mindset ahead of the first test. Gillespie believes their all-out attacking approach to batting could bring down the tourists on Australia's faster, bouncier wickets.
Rather than just play one way and say, oh, that's how we play, I think Test cricket's all about flexibility and adaptability. And at the moment, I'm just not sure the English quite have that right with their batting.
Meantime, India's beaten Australia by 48 runs in their T20 clash on the Gold Coast overnight. Well, Adelaide co-captain Ebony Marinoff, his hopeful teammates Chelsea Randall and Neve Kelly will play in Sunday's elimination final. That's against St Kilda. Kelly missed last week through concussion, while Randall has missed the previous 7 matches. Marinoff telling Rowie and Timmy G they did everything right at training yesterday, and now they wait to see how they've pulled up.
Yeah, under those rules, you have to wait 24 hours post your contact session. So hopefully both those players have no concussion symptoms and they're both ready to go Sunday.
Yeah, let's hope so. Alex de Minaur has been grouped with Carlos Alcaraz at the season-ending ATP Tennis Finals event in Turin. Craig Gabriel reports.
They're in the Jimmy Connors group, which Alcaraz tops. It includes de Minaur, Novak Djokovic, who could still pull out, and Taylor Fritz. The other group is the Bjorn Borg group, which is headed by world number 1 and defending champion Yannick Sinner, and includes Alexander Zverev and Ben Shelton. One spot is still open. If Lorenzo Musetti wins Athens, he gets in. Otherwise, it goes to Felix Auger-Aliassime, and the year-end number 1 ranking will be decided between Sinner and Alcaraz.
And in some soccer to finish, Aston Villa's taken a 1-0 lead in its Europa League clash against Maccabi Tel Aviv, while earlier Nottingham Forest played out a 1-1 draw against Sturm Graz. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group, because a little help can be a big help.
Morning there at Torrensville. A 2-car smash just popped up this morning. Henley Beach Road at Hardies Road. Para Hills West sorting out a breakdown at the moment. Main North Road near Kings Road. Starting to get busy for the intersection works at Flinders Park, Holbrooks Road and Grange Road, and Sluggish South Road at Glandore for the tram overpass works. Cameras Chief Street, Brompton and Grand Junction Road at Regency Park. Harris Scarf Friends Unmissable Deals ends today. Last chance to shop great offers across bedding, kitchen, electrical and more. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
A shower or two for your Friday with a top of 23, cloudy tomorrow 18, Sunday cloudy 19, Monday a shower or two, also 19. Right now it's 20 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Summer's on the way. Beat the rush and organise your Woolco pool blanket now. Keep your pool clean, warm and reduce evaporation. Uncover the savings with a Woolco pool blanket. Visit woolco.com.au.
Australians deserve a stronger pharmaceutical benefits scheme, one that is faster, fairer and fit for the future. Did you know it has been 30 years since the PBS was reviewed? In that time, science and medicines have made significant advancements, but our process for getting Australians access to these advancements is letting us down. If you would like to do your part to help all Australians waiting to access critical medicines, simply visit strongerpbs.com.au today.
Steinborner has done it again. The Jack T9 Ute has landed at Jack Motors in Gawler. Enjoy a 5-star ANCAP safety rating, 7-year unlimited K warranty, 7-year roadside assistance, 7-year capped price servicing. The Jack T9 impresses with a turbocharged diesel engine, 4x4 dual-range transmission, 3-tonne towing capacity, and it can easily handle a full-size Aussie pallet with a 1,045-kilo payload. All this from $39,990 drive away. Jack Motors, it's well worth the trip. Gawler, Barossa and Clare, or at gawlerjackmotors.com.au.
The National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant is this Saturday. See elves, dance groups, bands, floats, plus special guest Emma. It's festive magic you can't miss. Kicking off from 9:30am, visit christmaspageant.com.au for the route map and viewing details.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Twenty minutes to 8. We have a meat tray to give away thanks to Olga's Fine Food, family-owned award-winning South Australian food company, started in 1978, inspired by the Christmas pageant, the best unique uniquely South Australian things.
You know, Olga's actually provides an example of what makes South Australia great. Because if you said to your mates in Sydney, do you want to come around tonight? We're going to have some chivapchichis.
Yes.
They'd go, what?
Are they uniquely South Australian? I thought they were Croatian or something.
Well, yeah, they're from every part of the former Yugoslavia. Everyone claims ownership, I think.
Okay.
The Serbs,
I retract.
The Croatians, they all played their part in the creation of the chivapchichi, I think.
I don't want to get in the way of a regional stoush.
No, well, the Balkans.
The Balkans own the
chivapchichi.
Good, strong people, all the people from the Balkan countries.
No,
great
seriously.
sporting culture. Great
sporting
food culture.
Yep. Really good, simple cooks. None of this pouncing around, no sauces or anything flash, just, and big charcoal people, not gas people, charcoal people.
There's a lot of good stuff that's come out of that part.
No one knows what chivapchichis are outside of Adelaide, I don't think.
Really?
No, not in the eastern states.
Well, you can get them at Olga's if you've got a Meat Tray Friday entry like Michael in Athelston. Morning, Michael.
Morning. Just got two, Pie Floater and Fritz.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. How have we got to 7:41 and no one's mentioned Pie Floaters or Fritz yet? Thank you, Michael. You've plucked the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And continuing the food theme the last couple of moments. Let's continue the Michael theme and head to Canberra. Michael Packy for 9 Radio joins us. Morning to you, Pack.
Good morning, boys. How's it all going?
Yeah, good, thank you, Pack. Sorry, mate, you've just walked into weird provincial Adelaide radio chit-chat here. You probably think, what the hell are these weirdos talking about?
Chivapchi is very nice, very nice. I can imagine a good South Australian chivapchi.
Well, mate, speaking of things that are cooking slowly, how's Susan Lee going?
Well, I can tell you that I love that segue. Love the segue.
Thank you.
Look, I mean, it's just quite unbelievable. In the last few minutes, literally the last few minutes, you have Sarah Henderson, who's a Victorian Liberal from the Conservative side of the Liberal Party. She went on television and then she did a quick press conference after a television interview and essentially said that Susan Lee is now losing the support of the party room and that she essentially can't support the leader. So that's where things are at this morning. And this obviously comes after Susan Lee's office announced that there would be a meeting of all Liberal MPs next Wednesday back here in Canberra to finally put a stake in the sand on this issue of net zero and to decide where the policy is going to sit for the Liberal Party. But just, a couple of days out from this meeting happening, you've got a Liberal from the Conservative ranks of the party coming out saying that, look, most of the party doesn't really support Susan Lee anymore. So regardless, essentially, of what happens next Wednesday, Susan Lee's probably not going to be able to deliver this policy moving forward.
I was just trying to work out the process, Pack. So what, all the MPs, they're going to go to a meeting next Wednesday in Canberra.
Yes. Yep.
That's going to be all of them. And then there's going to be a shadow ministry meeting on Thursday. And then after that meeting, there's going to be 3 senior MPs from each of the Liberals and the Nats who are going to have their own meeting. Well, isn't it sort of a bit of a, can't somebody just make a decision here type thing? And shouldn't that person generally be the leader saying this is what we stand for?
Absolutely. And it's looking like a joke. So essentially that timeline that you've got is right. So here they were over this past week. The Liberals, the Nationals, they were all here in Canberra over this past week. They all left last night. Many of them are back in their electorates this morning. They've got to fly back to Canberra. So that's taxpayers' expense. So fly back to Canberra next Wednesday. This is just the Liberals. There's 28 of them, MPs and senators.
So it's not a sitting week. It's not a sitting week next week.
No. The sitting week finished yesterday. It's not a sitting week. I cannot for the life of me understand why they did not sort this out this week. Stay back and sort it out today. When all of the Liberal MPs and National MPs for that matter, they're here in Canberra already. So they've all flown out and they've all got to fly back in next Wednesday. And this is just Liberals to sort out their position. Then what happens on the Thursday, just the Liberal shadow cabinet or just the Liberals in cabinet, not the Nationals, are going to have their own meeting to discuss what had happened the previous day on the Wednesday. Then after that, as you say, there's going to be 3 Liberals and 3 Nationals to try and reach consensus on this policy. And then on Sunday, November the 19th, there's going to be a virtual meeting of Liberals and Nationals to say, this is what the policy is going to look like. Are we all on board? Let's go out and sell it. Like, it's
4 meetings.
It's beyond. It's 4
Crikey.
meetings.
The peace talks in the Middle East had fewer meetings than that.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Very much so. Very much. So this is where I do think this all falls over. It just looks so messy, so silly. Will they reach consensus by November 19? Potentially they will. But it just looks shambolic.
So, Pat, do you reckon, because there's a wild and fascinating history in Australian politics of meetings being called about one thing that end up becoming a meeting about something completely different. Do you reckon, given in light of what Sarah Henderson has just said with the news that you just broke on our show a few minutes ago, do you reckon there's a danger for Susan Lee that next Thursday actually turns into a spill?
Look, there is a danger of that, and I think, it'd be naive to suggest that couldn't happen. I don't think it will. I do think that they will give her an opportunity to present the policy and then to try and get out there and sell it. I also think that Sarah Henderson's saying that she's losing most of the party room. I don't know if that's hyperbole, because I would argue that whoever takes over as leader would really need to be sure that they have the numbers to be able to challenge Susan Lee and potentially and win a leadership spill. And I do think that Susan Lee does still have enough backing, even though it's pretty thin, razor thin. I think that Susan Lee still does have enough backing, but there is the potential, if this sort of stuff continues carrying on over the next few days between now and when the meeting happens next Wednesday and Thursday, that potentially she may be forced to call a leadership spill if it starts seeming that her leadership is on tenterhooks. If you've got Sarah Henderson coming out today making this comment, is it going to continue over the weekend into Monday and Tuesday before they all get here on Wednesday, and that it all does come to a head, that not only is it going to be a meeting about the net zero position, but also about whether Susan Lee should still continue to be the leader for the rest of this year. I would have thought that they would have settled on a position, let Susan Lee finish the year out, see how 2026 starts in selling this alternate vision for carbon emissions, and then, if she can't bring the public along with her, then, have a leadership spill within the Liberal Party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Albo and Labor would just be, they'd just be, licking their lips with glee in all of this.
Oh, well, they've just had the week off. They can just put the Sauv Blanc on ice, put the deck chairs in horizontal and lie back and enjoy the ride that the Libs are providing, all the laughs and spills. Great analysis as always, Michael. Michael Packy there for 9 Radio. Thanks, mate.
All right, let's check traffic. On the other side of it, I think we've got an answer for you with regard to your question about mice being on the march and what it means for suburban veggie patches.
Yeah, let's find out.
That's coming up next. First, get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Thanks, Will. Got a 2-car smash to look out for at Torrensville. It's on Henley Beach Road at Hardy's Road, but not too many delays through there. Still sorting out a breakdown at Para Hills West, Main North Road near Kings Road. We are getting busy South Road at Karata Park near Anzac Highway, and a little bit sluggish too, Fitzroy Terrace, North Adelaide this morning. Got a camera to look out for on the drive into work, First Avenue at Woodville Gardens. Stop throwing money away and sign up to Direct Collect today. Book your first blue bin and you could win the ultimate Yeti bundle valued at $1,500. Search Direct Collect online. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
For 50 years, Sterling Homes has set the standard. As we mark our 50th anniversary, we invite you to share your dream with us. To celebrate, we're giving you $15,000 in luxury upgrades your way at no extra cost. Choose from reverse cycle air conditioning, stone bench tops, solar panels and more. Plus, we're including 2.7 metre high ceilings. It's your home built your way because at Sterling Homes, your home. Find your nearest display home location at sterlinghomes.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Recapture your sense of adventure today in the award-winning RAV4 at the new Jarvis Toyota Brighton Road, Somerton Park. With class-leading safety as standard, enjoy improved fuel economy with RAV4's leading two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive hybrid electric models. RAV4 is in stock and ready to go. Come and experience the difference and take a test drive today at the new Jarvis Toyota Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Hi, Daniel Talley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Sometimes renovating an older home built before the 90s is just not worth the hassle, time or the cost. Instead, we buy your home as it is and give you as much time as you need to find your new dream home. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions. We just make the process of selling your home easy. Look out for a letter from us in your mailbox or visit home.com.au. That's haume.com.au.
Lee Kernaghan's Boys from the Bush tour is coming to Adelaide's Her Majesty's Theatre on Friday, 14th November.
I got wheels spinning around. This is the Outback Pub reunion.
Don't miss Australia's own country music legend Lee Kernaghan performing all his hits and fan favourites when his sold-out national tour comes to Her Majesty's Theatre on Friday, 14 November. Tickets are limited. Book now on Ticketek.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today.
From emergency plumbing to electrical and heating and cooling, no matter what size job you need, at Service Today, the answer will always be yes, we can. It's Service Today guaranteed or it's free.
Can you fix the shower? Yes, we can. Can you fix the power? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today.
Look out for our bright yellow trucks.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes to 8. It's a Friday, which means it's Foodie Friday coming up today in the afternoon program with Leith Forrest. Just after 3, Chris Jarmer from Jarmer's Kitchen. Thanks to Smeg and Powell's. Building or renovating your first choice, we visited the Smeg showroom at Debney Distributors. Taste the difference with Smeg and Powell's.
Love Powell's.
Let's take a Meat Tray Friday call, shall we?
Let's do it.
Get someone potentially a meat tray thanks to Olga's Fine Foods. Terry in Kapunda, good morning.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. Well, after watching a quiz show last night and them bringing it up on the show, something totally unique to our state would be our drinking water. Or the lack of it. So much so that we'd rather drink it out of a 20-metre Nilex hose that's been sitting in the sun for a week.
The water's better than it was.
Yeah, I think
30
it's come a
years
long
ago.
way.
It was really, really bad for a long time, I reckon.
Yeah, possibly. Well, that's probably the last time I drank it out.
Yeah, well.
Good on you, Terry.
That's right. Maybe that also explains why we're the birthplace of the Puritap.
Yeah.
Talking earlier about the mouse plague prompted the question, well, the possibility of a mouse plague. If the mice are on the march, what are the rats up to? What are the rats going to do to our tomato plants over summer? Simon Dupe is the head guy at the excellent people at High Marsh Pest Control, and we've got him on the line now. Simon, good morning, mate, and thanks for joining us at such short notice. Does night follow day in terms of if the mice are expected to have a big population surge because of the rain that we've seen? Should backyard gardeners brace themselves for a similar problem with rats?
I would think so, especially with plenty of food sources around, plenty of moisture, and also plenty of long grass to give them some protection from birds of prey. It's always going to lead to a rise in rodent numbers across the board.
So, mate, I feel like I've been fighting an on-again, off-again losing war with rats in the veggie patch for years now. Is there a genuine way to rat-proof your garden?
Well, there would be, in the sense of actually proofing it by installing physical measures such as creating an atrium-style setup, where you've got mesh in place, so putting physical barriers in and basically growing your produce within inside of a cage. Yeah, and you really need to also make sure that the floor itself is proofed, so you need to think three-dimensionally on that one.
And they're such cunning little buggers, aren't they? They get in through the tiniest of holes.
Correct, yeah. So you've got to really make sure you're using the finest mesh, especially if you want to keep rats out and go even smaller for mice.
Yeah.
And they're always going to be difficult to control if they do get into your produce, whether it's fruit or veg. And people sort of come to us after to say, look, can you stop it? And we really can't unless you've got those physical barriers in place. Even putting controlled baited stations around, it's a bit difficult to ask for the rodents to change the food that they're eating on.
Yeah, because I think the thing is, like, well, you make a good point about if you're setting up a veggie patch, to think about it from the get-go, how do I make this rat-proof? But, like, I've got about 7 dwarf fruit trees in a row. The citrus ones are fine. Citrus is impervious to pests, apart from those little knobbly bits you get when the wasps lay eggs, but you can just prune that off. But it's like the peacherine and stuff. Like, I've just raised the white flag with that. I feel like I'm growing it every year on behalf of the damn rats.
Well, without any protection in place, you're probably right. You know, it is an excellent, they're excellent food sources for the rodents, whether it be the mice, rats, or the possums.
Yeah. Well, we didn't even get onto the possums. Good on you, Simon. Good, if somewhat bleak chat there about the war on the rat. Thank you, mate.
We just got a traffic update from Michelle, who has called in to report a crash that's just happened at the intersection of Portrush and McGill Roads. The intersection southbound traffic has been reduced from 3 lanes down to 1, so that's going to be causing some issues for you there. So big thanks to Michelle for calling in on that. Anyone with more information, we always appreciate it if you've got it. 8223 0000 is the number. That's what Debbie's called in on with the Meat Tray Friday entry. Debbie, what's your unique South Australian thing that's excellent like the Christmas pageant?
Okay, well, I've actually got a magnet on my fridge with a list of SA icons.
Oh,
but
take us through.
I'll give you. Okay, so the Kitchener bun, only in South Australia. Double cut roll, only South Australia. The frog cake. The goon bag, David. The goon bag.
Why do you name me in the context of the goon
David?
Will doesn't drink, does he?
He drinks a bit.
Yeah. I stopped drinking out of goon bags, Debbie, a while back, though.
The yo-yo biscuit. Iced coffee, the balls, and giant twins.
What a list.
Yeah,
there's a lot to be proud of there.
That's culture right there, isn't it?
Yeah. I was not so much a goon bag guy, but I was a big fan of the old 1.5 Darrenberg red stripe flagon for a long time.
Oh, really?
Which, is actually the Darry's original, the Shiraz Grenache blend that you get now down there in McLaren Vale. That's what used to be in the flagon. It's one of the world's great entry-level wines. Superb wine.
The goon bag got me through uni. Paul in Modbury Heights, good morning.
Good morning, boys. Well, they don't have Fritz in Sydney.
As the ad said, Paul.
Yeah, indeed.
As the ad said, but I think one of the most unique icons for South Australia is who else is going to grab a 200-kilo tuna and spin it around to see how far you can throw it?
Well, that's true.
The tuna toss is back, isn't it?
Yeah.
It had a hiatus, but I don't think they throw real tuna anymore, unfortunately.
Well, they got some sort of like
they've got fake tunas. I think it's mock tuna they threw. Someone will be able to tell us. I think they put it
like an artificial tuna.
Yeah, I think they kiboshed the real tuna toss.
What's it made out of? Wood?
I don't know.
Or rubber one? Where do you get them? Probably on Temu, I guess.
No, I mean they're bespoke. It's
rubber
just for the event. I don't think you can get them for domestic consumption.
I got it on Shine.
Shein.
Is that how you say it?
I think someone told me it was Shein.
Shein, yeah.
Minute to 8, 5AA News is coming up. Break at 8 and not too far away.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs and California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
If you're thinking of building or you're renovating your kitchen, there are a lot of choices to make, but the first choice should be Smeg. We have an amazing Smeg showroom right here in Adelaide. Deputy Distributors, they're in Dudley Park, and inside you'll find the full Smeg range on display.
Great place, great people. They've got all the Smeg gear, wine cellars, kettles, toasters, the ovens, Smeg seamlessly pairs powerful performance with architectural design, and it's such a fun place to go. If you get a Smeg oven, and I tell you, we got like the most basic Smeg oven. They do not even go close to costing you an arm and a leg. And what's more, at Debney, they teach you how to get the best out of your oven with these cooking demonstrations. Smeg, it's technology with style, proudly made in Italy since 1948. Visit the Smeg showroom today at Debney Distributors, Harrison Road, Dudley Park.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 23 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Hands you can trust and state-of-the-art facilities. Physio Extra, tailoring care for you. physioextra.com.
A Virgin plane at the centre of a fiery landing in Brisbane will now undergo a full inspection by engineers. The brakes caught alight as it landed last night. Fire crews attended and all passengers and crew disembarked safely. A man's been busted trying to steal a large screen TV from a school at Elizabeth. The alarm was raised at the Ghana Plains School just after 2 this morning. Senior Constable Matt Hale says he was arrested and allegedly found in possession of several items from a classroom and an adjustable spanner.
The 28-year-old man from Bearthal has been refused police bail, charged with serial criminal trespass, theft, property damage, and he'll be in the Elizabeth Magistrate Court later on today.
South Australian exports to the US have hit an all-time high. Sales reached almost $2.5 billion in the year to September 2025, up more than 16% on the previous year. Trade Minister Joe Sokach says it follows a proactive approach to Trump's tariff hikes.
We knew that these tariffs were coming for some time. That's why, as a government, we brought money online in the last state budget as a direct tariff response package. We didn't want to wait for the tariffs to be deployed. We didn't want to wait for tariffs to have an impact. We wanted to act early and support our exporters.
Members of the US Congress have written to King Charles's brother Andrew, formally demanding an interview about his relationship with late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The letter requests the former prince's help in identifying Epstein's co-conspirators. More from the BBC's Sarah Smith.
They are investigating allegations of abuse against him personally. They also think he must know about other men who were in Jeffrey Epstein's circle who may also have committed abuse. The letter actually states that the recent revelation that Andrew emailed Jeffrey Epstein in 2011 saying, "We are in this together," confirms their suspicion that he may have valuable information about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his co-conspirators.
Prince William has made a speech at COP30 in Brazil, his first on behalf of King Charles. The royal highlighting the risks from climate change at the Environmental Summit.
We must ask ourselves, what legacy do we wish to leave? Because the impact of all our choices will be felt by us all around the world, in the safety of their homes, the stability of their livelihoods, and the health of the natural world that sustains us all.
The Sony Foundation is hoping to raise at least $1.5 million to build a youth cancer centre in Adelaide. The state government's already pledged $50,000 to kickstart the project. Sony Foundation CEO Sophie Ryan McPhee says a space at the RA has been earmarked.
It's meant to be a place where they want to be. So it's taken time to find the right location, and we're thrilled that we've now got a space on the Royal Adelaide Hospital precinct, but immediately out the front. So there'll be an external access point, and we're now finalising the architect's plans for the build.
5 other youth care centres are already operating interstate in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane and Perth. And a big honour for actress Helen Mirren. She'll be given the Cecil B. DeMille Award at the 2026 Golden Globes for her contribution to film and television. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
What's happening in the world of cricket, Tom Wren?
Well, Mel, Aussie captain Pat Cummins is making big strides as he aims to return to the side for the Ashes series. He's been bowling in the nets again, and whilst the 32-year-old won't play in Perth in the opening test, there is a chance he could play the second test in Brisbane. Chairman of selectors George Bailey was asked by Rowan and Timmy G if he would definitely be available for the third test here in Adelaide.
The Adelaide Christmas test, will we have our skipper Paddy Cummins back for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Lock him in.
Nice to hear. Meantime, India's taken a 2-1 lead in the T20 series against Australia with a 48-run victory on the Gold Coast. The visitors posted 167 from their 20 overs before bowling the Aussies out for 119 in the 19th over. Let's get to footy, and the Crows will be sweating on the fitness of Chelsea Randall and Neve Kelly, with both training fully yesterday as they look to return for Sunday's elimination final from concussion. Meantime, former Collingwood and North Melbourne forward Jaden Stevenson is set to train with Port Adelaide, the men's side, this summer in the hope of reigniting his AFL career. The Adelaide 36ers' strong start to the season's continued after coming from behind to beat the New Zealand Breakers on the road 83-79. Despite failing to score in the opening quarter, Bryce Cotton led the way with 23 points. Adelaide United will host the Western Sydney Wanderers tonight as they look to bounce back to the winners list following consecutive losses. Meantime, in the Europa League, Nottingham Forest blew a golden chance to take all 3 points. That was against Sturm Graz after missing a penalty late in the first half. The match finished in a 0-0 draw, while Aston Villa currently leads Maccabi Tel Aviv 2-0 with about 20 minutes to play. To tennis, Aussie Alex de Minaur has been grouped with Carlos Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic and Taylor Fritz for the season-ending event in Turin. And the only Aussie in the field at the penultimate event of the DP World Tour season in the golf world, Elvis Smiley. He's made a great start at the Abu Dhabi Championship. He fired a 6-under round of 66, meaning he's in a tie for 13th, just 2 shots off the lead. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group because a little help can be a big help.
Morning there, the odd passing shower on the drive-in today. Take it nice and easy. 2-car collision to look out for at Trinity Gardens, McGill Road at Portrush Road causing a few delays. Slowing up at the moment at Port Adelaide for works, Francis Street near Evans Street and getting busy south road at Karata Park near Anzac Highway. And you've got an early morning camera to look out for today, Hanson Road north at Wingfield. You could win a share of $3 million with everyday rewards at Woolworths. Simply shop 3 participating products in-store and scan your card for your chance to win. Ends December 2nd for T's, C's and permits. See woolworths.com.au/shop scan win. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
23 degrees today with a shower or 2. Cloudy tomorrow 18, Sunday cloudy and 19, Monday also 19 but a shower or 2. Right now it's 22 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The Snooze Any Size Single Price Sale is on now. Buy any size mattress for the price of a single, excluding Spring, and up to 30% off selected bed frames. Hurry, sale ends Sunday. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
What a little snooze can do. Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes after 8, break your day coming up in just a moment. Feedback Friday's not too far away either. If you'd like to join in our chat about the big stories of the week, we ask you some simple questions to which there are no wrong answers, and everybody wins a prize. It's frankly the wokest competition in radio. That's coming up after 8:30. No winners and losers. Everyone gets a hug afterwards.
It's like the school soccer carnival. Nobody
we don't
won.
Keep score.
No one. No, there's no score. Everybody won.
Not.
Everybody
I'm only joking.
drew.
We love Feedback Friday. It's good. That'll be a lot of fun. That's after 8:30. You can get calling at any point in the next half hour, chat with Paddy and Em, and secure your spot for Feedback Friday. The other thing we're doing, and you've got to keep your ears active for this one, is we're going to play a little snippet of Lee Kernaghan. If you're the first to hear it, call 8223 and you could win a double pass plus a VIP meet and greet to see Lee. But make sure you have that number plugged into your phone, 8223 The Lee Kernaghan's Boys from the Bush tour is Friday, November 14, so a week away, next week at Her Majesty's Theatre. You can grab tickets at Ticketek.
Well, as we were just discussing with Michael Packy, the Liberal Party, the Federal Liberal Party and its parliamentarians are going to be holding not 1 but 4 meetings over the coming week about the vexed and ongoing question of their position on net zero. We saw yesterday through the exclusive story in The Australian that the issue is inflaming tensions locally, with some 200 members refusing to renew their Liberal Party membership here in South Australia in protest at the party's failure to take a stand and abandon the climate targets in net zero. One MP who has, I understand, genuine concerns about the net zero policy is South Australia's own Tony Passon, who is the Mount Gambier-based member for Barker, and we have Tony on the line now. Tony, good morning, and thank you for making the time to chat. Do you think that the party has sort of lost touch with its base, lost touch with the grassroots over this question?
Yes. David, the State Council of the South Australian Liberal Party resolved more than 12 months ago to call on the Federal Parliamentary Party to get out of net zero. And the frustrations that you reported on yesterday are effectively that situation boiling over. It's been more than 12 months, and the party, a grassroots movement, is effectively saying, well, if you're not going to listen, we're out. Thankfully, in recent days and weeks in Canberra, it's clear that a majority of my colleagues are moving to the position that I and other South Australian Liberals have held for a long time, and that is to remove ourselves from the net zero obligation by 2050, not least of which because Ross Garnaut says we won't make our 2030 targets, let alone our 2035 or the 2050 target.
You say majority, Tony. Do you feel now that there is an emerging consensus within the federal parliamentary Liberal Party that net zero should be abandoned?
Oh, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
There's only a few people who are clinging to it, and even those people that are clinging to the slogan, and it is a slogan, not a policy, are saying, well, we get that the policy won't work and that the target won't be achieved. We just want to find a way to ensure that people understand we're committed to reducing emissions. And that's the case here, David. There's no room in the civic square for climate denialism, and there's no room for anyone who doesn't want to genuinely make practical and pragmatic efforts to reduce emissions and give the planet the benefit of the doubt. But what we don't want to result in is a situation which cruels Australian industry, where other jurisdictions like the US, India, China have no intention of meeting these targets and use our own resources, our own coal, to generate cheap electricity to compete with us.
What's the pitch then, Tony Passon, to metropolitan-based people that would have perhaps historically been predisposed to voting Liberal, who have had concerns in recent history about the party's position on the environment and carbon emissions, if you abandon net zero? And does it not create an opportunity for more teal-like experiences around the country?
Well, the reality is that Australians are living through an unprecedented cost of living crisis. What we're saying to them is we will develop a policy which, as far as it relates to energy generation, will put affordable, reliable energy as the number one aim. Our opponents want to seek to hoodwink the Australian people into believing that they are pursuing a pathway which will lead to cheaper electricity. That's not what every bill that every Australian receives at the moment for their energy company is suggesting. Having said that, there are much better ways of going about this. If we can sweat our coal assets longer, if we can explore for gas on a pathway to nuclear energy, we can get to a world which sees far less carbon emitted than we currently see. But my real issue is this. We've got a Whyalla Steelworks which is effectively being pushed to the wall because of energy prices in Australia. If that facility were to close, no one's suggesting that Australians aren't going to consume or use steel. They'll simply get it from China. So I don't understand a situation that would effectively close down the Whyalla Steelworks only to see that effort take place in China, a jurisdiction where I think we can all accept environmental standards are nowhere near what they are in Australia. It makes no sense. We're simply exporting jobs and harming the environment. It's a lose-lose scenario.
Tony, in the last half hour, Victorian Liberal Senator Sarah Henderson has come out and said, and I quote, "I cannot support the way things are." She's made the comments in the context of Susan Lee's leadership, making comments that go beyond simply the question of the net zero position. Do you think that Sarah Henderson's comments are a reflection of significant disquiet within the party room about Ms Lee's performance?
No, I don't. The sense I get is that my colleagues in the party room are ambitious for us to do better. And the ways to improve our standing with the Australian people and for the Australian people to regard us as a genuine party of opposition and potentially of government is to focus on the things that they see as important. It's about the policies that they want to see. It's not about the personalities. The first one was a focus on affordable, reliable electricity, and I'm really pleased that we're finally going to have the debates that we should have had in the aftermath of the election in May. The next one is around net overseas migration. Australia is a generous country. Australians are generous, but we want a migration system that works for Australians, and quite frankly, at the moment, I think it's doing a lot of harm in terms of pressures on Australians and on Australia. I want to focus on those policy initiatives. I'm disinterested in the personalities, to be honest, David.
And just finally, Tony Passon, if the federal Libs have been a bit sluggish in listening to their members, particularly given that the state branch here back in June formally passed a motion rejecting net zero, do you think the state Liberals need to do a better job of listening, given that only yesterday Vincent Tarzia came out and said that the SA Parliamentary Party still supports net zero?
David, the reality is grassroots political parties don't survive forever, and you need to be listening to your membership. They're your core supporters. Obviously, you need to appeal to the crowd, which is the broader electorate as well. But if you can't carry your core, then you aren't going to be particularly successful, because they're the people that fill the office bearer positions in your party. They're the people that volunteer on election day. They're the people that make sure that your candidates are pre-selected, and indeed the place from which you garner those candidates. So if the question is, should a political party be listening to its members? Absolutely, always.
Tony Passon, the member for Barker, thank you for joining us this morning for Breaking at 8.
Thanks, gentlemen.
It's a hard thing, isn't it? Because at the next state election, there's going to be Liberal candidates walking around Goodwood, where every third house had a "I'm voting yes" sign in the window ahead of the referendum on Indigenous voice to Parliament, and you see a lot of EVs with climate emergency stickers on them. So the Libs have got to win a seat there, and then conversely, they've got to try to claw back seats, or claw back the margins at least in more less affluent parts of town, where the chief concern people have got is not sort of right on middle class stuff, but my bloody power bill's gone up 130% in the last 3 years. What are you going to do about it? So they're trying. To your question, they're sort of, the danger is you try to be all things to all people.
Well, that's what they're. I think part of their issue is, because I don't think this is an unsolvable equation, especially at the federal level for the Liberal Party. The only two things, and Tony Passon started doing this towards the end, they should be talking about right now in Australia, are power bills and immigration. All the polling suggests they're the two issues on which they're going to be the strongest. The thing that has undermined them is a lack of policy on either of those things.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really have a position on net zero, so we don't really have a position on. We can't truly advocate for a power alternative, so that's just cripples that argument. And on immigration, someone needs to pick a number.
Yeah, totally.
What? The biggest issue they've got is just agreeing internally. I think everyone probably knows that those are the two things they should be talking about.
And the hard part, though, is that all the Teal seats were Liberal seats since the dawn of time. I mean, some of them were like, Andrew Peacock.
Yeah. They were
Robert Menzies.
Prime Minister's seats.
Yeah.
That's right.
Turnbull. Yeah. Like Wentworth. So now the voices within the party are more attuned to regional and rural Australia. I mean, they haven't got a suburban seat in South Australia. None. Like, you walk from Gawler to almost Goolwa without going through a Liberal seat.
Yeah, so what's the pitch to those people? Let's check traffic. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Thanks, Will. Got a two-car smash to look out for at Trinity Gardens, McGill Road near Portrush Road. Got some solid delays through there at the moment. Also starting to see delays at Flitters Park for the intersection upgrade of Holbrooks Road and Grange, right about normal this time of the morning. And sluggish Brighton Road, Glenelg East, just near Jetty Road. Got an early morning Camry for you to look out for this morning too, South Terrace at Wakefield. Harris Scarf's Friends Unmissable Deals ends today. Last chance to shop great offers across bedding, kitchen, electrical and more. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Ben Rutten. He is now the GM of football at Port Adelaide. We've got the senior coach at Port Adelaide, Josh Carr, on the line. G'day, Carrie.
Thanks for having me.
Are you two ready for the puns that are coming about trucks and cars and, getting run over and run out of petrol and all that?
The 5AA Sports Show.
I'm Danny DeVito and he's Arnold Schwarzenegger and, twins.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
We're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. Well, we raise hell when the sun goes down.
For 50 years, Sterling Homes has set the standard. As we mark our 50th anniversary, we invite you to share your dream with us. To celebrate, we're giving you $15,000 in luxury upgrades your way at no extra cost. Choose from reverse cycle air conditioning, stone bench tops, solar panels and more. Plus, we're including 2.7 metre high ceilings. It's your home built your way because at Sterling Homes, your home. Find your nearest display home location at sterlinghomes.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Hello, ACH Group, Tina speaking.
Navigating the new Support at Home program? ACH Group is here to help. Our welcome team offers one-on-one consultations to help you understand your options, navigate My Aged Care and find the right support for your needs. ACH Group will guide you through the process and make it easier. Call our welcome team at ACH Group on 8159 3500 because a little help can be a big help.
Now, spring in Adelaide always seems to get the property market moving. The gardens are blooming, the weather's warming up, and suddenly everyone's out looking for a new home.
And here's the thing, there's still very little stock around. Houses don't hang around for long, and that competition gives sellers a real chance to achieve top dollar.
And if you want someone who really knows the Adelaide market, Bronte Manuel and his Toop and Toop team have the experience and local knowledge to help you get the premium result you're aiming for.
So it sounds like spring's the perfect time to make your move.
Head to toop.com.au to see how they can help you get the best result this season.
Some milk on our shelves travels further than you do on holiday. Not milk from FIVEAA Milk Company. Our milk is proudly homegrown, home bottled and delivered straight from the rolling paddocks of South Australia's Fleurieu Peninsula. Freshness isn't a buzzword for us. We live and breathe it 24 hours a day. When you buy from FIVEAA Milk Company, you're supporting our incredible farming families and doing SA proud. Look for Fleurieu Milk Company in your supermarket.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes after 8, congratulations to Daryl from Hewitt, who is heading along to see Lee Kernaghan. Good on you, Daryl, first person to call through, having correctly heard the little music ditty we played a moment ago. Still plenty of time if you want to get along and see a Strikers game in the comfort of a corporate box at Adelaide Oval, and in the process support the wonderful organisation Police Legacy. It's as simple as heading to policelegacysA.org.au and registering a bid, and it could be you and 17 friends getting along on either the 6th, 11th or 17th of January next year to see the Strikers. This is valued at over $3,000. That's a reasonable starting point for bids. I imagine it'll go well beyond that. Support SA Police legacy and support SA Police families when they need it the most.
We were talking before about the prospect of private ownership of BBL teams. Rob and a couple of other wags on the old text line have suggested that maybe CFMEU could buy them, call them the CFMEU strikers. Sort of nice symmetry there. Imagine that, you're coming in off your long run and you get stopped to make sure you're financial. No ticket, no start.
You get a bonus for in the right uniform.
Yeah, that's right. And you get a bonus for turning up on time.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. They did move into South Australia, didn't they? So taking over the strikers, I think, would be the next logical sort of step.
If John Secker and his mates are listening, we can't stress enough, these are just jokes and we have nothing but respect for them.
Completely.
In fact, I think it was Will who was making the joke earlier.
No, everyone's got a right to a unionised workforce in Australia.
Absolutely
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about public transport, shall we? This is quite interesting. The Advertiser carries a story this morning where the number of complaints about public transport are up, most notably in the area of punctuality, where there's been an 87% increase. 7,000 complaints, up from 3,822. A total of 20,287 complaints were made. The Minister for Infrastructure and Transport is Emily Burke, and joins us now. Minister, good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Do we have a problem with lateness?
Look, I think when we look at how many people are actually jumping on our public transport system, we can obviously always do better, but we have a lot of people using this. So when we look at that percentage, it is actually quite low. So we have 70 million journeys that are happening every year. And when we look at those complaints, it equates to like 0.03% of all those journeys. So I guess if you look at it another way, it's 1 in every 3,500 journeys. Someone isn't having the experience that they wanted.
But it's gone up a lot in a short period of time, though.
Oh, well, we can always do better, and that's why we are investing to make sure that we can do better. Just in the last state budget, so this wouldn't come into that data that you've just seen. We've invested heavily in new security options for $9.6 million to change that. And also we know that our trams only just came back into public hands in August. So, under the previous government, we saw our trams and trains privatised. We, this year, have brought them back in. It's only just come in this year to have them back in public hands. And we've, at the state budget, have invested heavily because we have begun to see, there are concerns about security, there are concerns, and we've, as a government, made a decision to invest back into our public transport system. And that builds on the $2 billion we've put in since we've come back into government is public transport. We take it seriously, and that's why we did bring it back into public hands.
Whether it's in public or private hands, though, Minister, I think more disturbing than the lateness of the trains is the complaints that involve safety. There were nearly 2,900 complaints made about safety. That's 831 more than the previous year. So that's a big proportional increase. And we did that story a few weeks ago about that poor couple who were monstered going home on the Grange line and said that, the Outer Harbour line, and that they've said that their weekly night out together in town is no more. They're not going to risk going through the horror that they suffered. We saw the dramas around the insipid response from the so-called security guards where they were sort of standing there like bystanders. That looks like the area that really needs urgent attention.
That's right, and that's why we did put that $9.6 million in at just the last state budget. So we want people to be able to get on our public transport and feel safe. And we've also, made moves to introduce leading legislation regulations in this area to have a crackdown on people who are doing violent behaviour. And we're the first ones to have indefinite bans on people. And it was actually really disappointing to see the Liberals step in to try and not support that ban, which was quite remarkable. We don't want violent behaviour on our public transport system. We want people to feel safe, and that's why we're having 200 prescribed officers on our system to be able to go on there and make sure people are paying for their fares, that they are feeling safe. But we also have mobile patrol cars servicing our buses and trains. And just recently I was on a train down to Lonsdale and talking to the driver, and he said how reassuring that is to have and see those mobile patrol cars travelling near them because they know the next station they're going to be there. So it's good for the drivers, it's good for the passengers that we have these reinforcing people on our system.
Emily Burke, the Minister for Transport, thank you for joining us. Down there by the train. Do you know that song with Johnny Cash? Excellent.
Yeah, sorry, I've been momentarily
Actually,
distracted.
it's a cover. He didn't write it.
I've been distracted by some breaking news that I'm trying to make sense of. Tesla voters at their annual general meeting in the US have just voted to approve a new pay package for Elon Musk that would see him earn over a period of 10 years or over the next decade $1 trillion. $1 trillion.
What do you spend $1 trillion on?
Well, there's just at that point in time money
Weird
is an
T-shirts,
abstract
I guess.
concept. Yeah,
If
black
you're Elon,
T-shirts.
Yeah.
So he currently owns about 13% of Tesla. This would mean he would get another 423 million shares and get up to about 25%.
What's bigger, the GDP of Sierra Leone or Elon Musk's pay packet?
Well, it's not a pay packet per se.
His package.
Well, it's way bigger. The GDP of Sierra Leone's only 7.5 billion.
Wow. So he'd be, if you ranked him compared to countries of the world, he'd probably be in the top 2/3, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Like he'd beat Liberia.
Look, I know people who do this for a living would say comparing GDPs and market caps is kind of not the way to do it, but it is an interesting comparison for the sake of conversation. So let's have a look. You're looking at, you know what, I'll come back to you after the other side because Paddy's saying, shut up, we're going to the news. We'll do that next.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 23 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
A financial win for Elon Musk. The Tesla CEO's near $1 trillion pay package has been approved by shareholders, over 75% voting in favour. A Virgin flight has made a dramatic landing in Brisbane. 180 passengers were on board flight VA 454 from Darwin when the rear brakes caught alight moments after it touched down last night. Passengers and crew disembarked safely. The aircraft will now undergo a full engineering inspection before it returns to service. Well, Americans are bracing for travel chaos with flights grounded due to a lack of air traffic control operators. More from US correspondent Jonathan Kersley.
Thousands of flights could be cancelled or delayed tomorrow as the federal government seeks to reduce the amount of planes in the sky. As many as 10% could be cancelled or delayed in some parts, with 40 major airports from Los Angeles International Airport to New York's JFK impacted. But it's understood international flights won't be affected. With Democrats and Republicans in Washington, D.C. unable to agree on a spending plan forward, the government remains in shutdown, meaning workers have been furloughed and many not paid. And the government argues there simply aren't enough air traffic controllers to keep the airspace safe. This is now the longest government shutdown in US history.
A man's clothing has caught fire at Melbourne Airport's International Qantas Business Lounge after a power bank overheated in his pocket. Staff helped him into a shower and evacuated the lounge. The man in his 50s has burns to his leg and fingers and was taken to hospital. Day one of the new roadside cocaine testing netted a positive driver. Senior Constable Matt Hale says a woman was pulled over at Elizabeth South yesterday afternoon.
The driver, a 26-year-old Davern Park woman, tested positive for cocaine and methamphetamine. Police checks revealed that she was also disqualified driving.
She's been reported and will front court at a later date. And a third Gremlins movie has been announced more than 40 years after the original. Steven Spielberg is on board and it will be released in 2027. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And here's my little gizmo. It's Tom Wren.
Absolutely. Exciting times. Australia's now 2-1 down in its T20 series against India after going down by 48 runs. That was in their clash on the Gold Coast overnight. Chasing 168 to win, the home side fell for only 119. Captain Mitch Marsh top scored with 30, but says they just couldn't convert their starts.
I think in those chases, you just need a couple of partnerships, and we just weren't able to quite get that big one, which give us momentum going to the back end of the innings.
Audio there thanks to Fox. To football, Port Adelaide coach Josh Carr says he can't wait to get to work with Ben Rutten. Rutten has only just joined at Alberton as the head of football, replacing Chris Davies in the role. He says the former Essendon coach, who's also been an assistant at Richmond, will be a great addition and will play a key role in shaping the playing and coaching departments.
I think it's important with the decisions that we make, the collaboration when whether it's putting the department together and bringing in coaches, bringing in staff, having conversations to make our program better.
The Adelaide 36ers' impressive start to the season's continued after they secured a 4-point win on the road against the New Zealand Breakers. They're now 7-2 to start the season, as are the South East Melbourne Phoenix, who just pipped the Tassie Jack Jumpers by a single point in their clash, which was also played overnight. Well, Aston Villa's made it 3 wins from 4 matches to begin its Europa League campaign after a solid 2-0 win at home against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Villa securing all 3 points with a penalty just before the hour mark.
This to give breathing space at 2-0 with just over half an hour remaining. It's Daniel Marlin and it is 2-0.
Audio there thanks to Stan Sport. Earlier, Nottingham Forest had to settle for a draw while it was a bad morning for the Scottish sides, with Celtic and Rangers both losing. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group, because a little help can be a big help.
Couple of bingles to keep in mind for the drive today. Got one at the moment at Kidman Park, Range Road near Frogmore Road. Another collision at Trinity Gardens, residual delays clearing, so that's a good thing. McGill Road near Port Rush Road. It is getting busy at the moment. South Road at Karratha Park near Anzac Highway, and slow Port Road at Hindmarsh heading into the city. Got a camera right now, the Porter Expressway at Gilman. Download the Beach Safe app for today's algal bloom conditions. It's all part of the state and federal government's $100 million algal bloom summer plan. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
A shower or two, 23 is what we're looking for today. Cloudy tomorrow, 18. Sunday, cloudy, 19. Monday, a shower or two, also 19. Right now, it's 22 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
8223 is the number to call for Feedback Friday. We've got 3 spots available. Paddy and Em are ready and waiting to take your call. 3 prizes. We'll send you to the movies. We'll give you a magnificent Smeg appliance. Simple. Get calling now. Be part of Feedback Friday coming up next.
The MGU9 test drive event ends November 9. Take MG's new Ute for a spin, and if you place an order, you'll receive $1,000 in free accessories plus a surprise bonus. Book a test drive at your local MG dealership today. T's and C's apply.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Introducing the Caliente by Beechwood Homes. A multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Inspired by the effortless glamour of Palm Springs in California, it's bathed in natural light through clever architectural design. At its heart, a stunning 6-metre island bench anchors a kitchen that's as beautiful as it is functional. The Caliente is open for viewing at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm, Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4:30pm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for 4-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttyres.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tyres.
Hey Strikers fans, Alex Ross here. Adelaide Strikers hospitality packages are now on sale. From open-air boxes to fully catered functions, there is a perfect package for everyone. Enjoy the KFC Big Bash action in style with friends and family, impress your corporate clients or spread the festive cheer with an office Christmas party. Secure your hospitality for New Year's Eve and other games. For details and packages, visit strikershospitality.com. Adelaide Strikers, our city, our team.
Lee Kernaghan's Boys from the Bush tour is coming to Adelaide's Her Majesty's Theatre on Friday, 14th November.
I got wheels spinning around. This is the Outback Club reunion.
Don't miss Australia's own country music legend Lee Kernaghan performing all his hits and fan favourites when his sold-out national tour comes to Her Majesty's Theatre on Friday, 14 November. Tickets are limited. Book now on Ticketek.
I'm home!
The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home. And for seniors, it's always been great value with 20% discount on selected bistro meals. Yep, 20% off. Feeding the whole family? Bring them all Saturday or Sunday for live acoustic music from 5 p.m. And kids eat free. Some conditions apply. The Excelsior Hotel. Feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
On now at National Pharmacies, it's the Feel Good 4-day member sale with a minimum 25% off retail price store-wide. Members can feel good, saving on health, optical, beauty and more. But hurry, the Feel Good 4-day member sale must end Monday. It feels really good to be a member at National Pharmacies. Join today. Save today. Conditions apply.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
20 minutes to 9, just before 8:30, talking about the fact that in Texas in the last hour at the Tesla annual general meeting, shareholders voted to approve a remuneration package for Elon Musk that would, if he hits certain benchmarks, give him $1 trillion worth of stock over the next decade. Staggering amount of money. You said, what does that compare to countries? And notwithstanding the inexact science of, not comparing apples with apples, comparing market caps with GDPs, here are the top couple of countries by GDP. So the US, biggest economy on earth, 28 trillion. China's at 18, Germany at 4.5, Japan 4, India 4. He's pretty close to Australia at 1.7. God. So GDP being a measure of everything that the country produces. But again, we're talking about the value of production versus the value of the value of a company on an open market. But
let's not get bogged down in,
Anyway, look, trillion's a big number is what we're saying.
Yes, it is. It's very big.
We got one more spot available for feedback
it's hard
Friday.
to comprehend.
It is hard to comprehend.
It's like space. It's like... one for the Tim and Eric fans.
One spot available for feedback Friday, 8223 0000, the Smeg Appliance and movie passes to give away. First, though, let's take a Meat Tray Friday caller. Sue in Valley View, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're good,
thanks,
Sue.
Sue.
What's your wonderful, uniquely South Australian thing, a la the Christmas pageant?
Well, it's not just Australian. It's worldwide. It's the O-Bahn.
Yeah. It is unique. Who else has an O-Bahn?
Nobody. They had one in Germany, and until that was cleared off, they weren't allowed to call the one here the O-Bahn. It was just a bus rail.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
How do I know this? My husband was a driver.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What a great little bit of
That's amazing.
Local knowledge, Sue.
Why were the Germans so sort of uncharacteristically humorless about us just calling it barn? Why do they own the word?
Oh, it must be, UN.
Appellation Dow region.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, geographic regional namings.
That's right.
We had to call it sparkling bus train.
That's right. Australian-made salty cheese.
All right. Oh, not that one.
No.
Let's start with F, and it's a Friday. My brain's frazzled.
Friday today, so have your safe feedback.
Panda talk earlier in the week, Will.
Exactly
AI
right.
Panda.
Love. I know.
Apparently the new pandas are good.
Got cancelled by Elon Musk.
Apparently the pandas are a lot more active than the previous ones.
Oh, yeah.
Climbing trees. Who knows? They might even start, getting it on, as Barry White said.
Yeah, I won't hold my breath. Let's go to Ingle Farm. Graham for Feedback Friday. Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. As I say, happy Friday.
You too, Graham. It is, Graham. When was the last time you went to the Christmas pageant?
I'm 63 now, probably when I was 13.
Yeah, have you got fond memories of it, Graham?
What do you remember of it 50 years ago?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it was a day out. You catch the bus, you go into the city, you go and have something to eat, and then, your mum and dad would take you and stand in line for several hours, even if it's 40 degrees.
Graham, do you punt on the Melbourne Cup?
Yes, I do.
How'd you go?
Terrible.
Okay.
10 bets, 10 losers.
Oh, no.
Ouch.
Should listen to Rowie.
Yeah, should have.
Graham, Minato has a new elephant. What was your favourite wild animal growing up?
I would say the cheetah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good cheetahs.
Do you have a turn of speed yourself, Graham?
No.
Okay.
They've got cheetahs at Monate. There's 2, I think. Or maybe 3. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's 3.
Graham, you got a bit of bird life in the background, or do you?
I'm walking the dog.
Oh, for a second I thought that was you, Graham. I thought you were just sort of sharing your talent with us.
And the birds are swooping us.
Are they?
Well, they sound like rainbow lorikeets.
No, they're just little minor birds.
Oh, I hate those things.
Those
They're evil.
Yes.
Whilst you're out in the street, Graham, does your street have a parking problem? Big talking point about urban infill at the moment.
No, not my street, but the opposite street has. I've counted them. Out of 44 houses there, 27 of them are all brand new, and there's cars in the street.
It's amazing, isn't it? The street I grew up in Mitchell Park's now got twice the number of houses. Incredible.
So the Grattan Institute said every single residentially zoned property should be allowed to go to a 3-storey townhouse to solve the housing crisis. They published a paper on that yesterday. Dean and Craigmore, good morning.
Good morning, lads. How are we?
Good, thanks, Dean.
Hey, Dean, would you ever go on a holiday to Brazil?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, actually.
How about a climate conference?
Well, I might go for the climate conference. I'm not saying I'd turn up.
What about Shanghai, Dean? We got flights to Shanghai that have been announced this week here in Adelaide. Direct flights.
Yeah, I might give that one a miss.
Okay. King Charles stripped Andrew now, formerly Prince Andrew, of his titles, kicked him out of his house. Fair enough, you think?
Should have been done bloody years ago.
Yeah,
correct.
I think most people think that.
Total bludger.
Dean, did you hear AI Will, and do you think he sounded like me?
There was a couple of words that did, but I didn't think it sounded as much like you as what everybody else did.
All right. Well, Dean, we won't be calling you for the class action lawsuit.
Yeah. It didn't say behooves either. Will loves that word, behooves.
Dean, which band would inspire you to donate blood, like Metallica this week?
Probably Dire Straits.
Why not? That's good, Dean.
Dire
Thank
Straits.
you.
Well, they're a great band.
Well, there should be some more band blood donation crossovers.
Yeah.
Now Metallica have paved the way.
Yeah.
Let's go to Happy Valley. Alicia, good morning.
Cradle of filth.
Good morning.
Alicia, do you think the coalition will ever reconcile over net zero? Are they ever going to get their act together, do you think?
Well, probably not for at least the next, I say, 2 elections. I just think that they've got no idea what they're doing, really. They can't talk to each other. They're making enemies. They're not friends anymore. You can't come to an agreement when you're not friends with anyone.
Yeah, there's not a lot of friendship. I think you're right.
Quite a few people texted in saying they thought Tony Passon actually spoke quite well about this and didn't take any pot shots at Susan Lee. Said it's not about personalities.
Whether you agree with him or not, Tony Passon's position's clear.
Yeah.
That's what distinguishes him from the rest of the party.
He has a position.
He has a position.
Yeah.
Alicia, will the algal bloom dissipate with the warmer weather, do you think?
Well, that's a tricky question. The algal bloom makes me really sad because I get so sad seeing all the fishes and the dolphins, and I miss walking with the dog along the beach with my kids and stuff. So I'm hopeful that it does. But look, you never know with Mother Nature. All the things could happen, but I'm just hopeful that it does.
Yeah, well, we got a bit of hope this week, didn't we, when we got the new crostata. Karenia crostata. Exactly.
The official name. Now we've got something to call it.
Yeah, exactly right. Are you a regular public transport user, Alicia?
Absolutely not.
When was the last time you caught public transport, do you think?
I'd say a few Christmas shows ago, and I went past my train stop.
You're well answered.
Oh, no. Did you have a little nap, Alicia?
I may have had a little kip and went 2 stops further than I was meant to.
Oh.
You weren't all glammed up, were you?
No, it was a lunch Christmas show, so I was just in normal casual day attire, but I did happen to skip past my stop.
Walk of shame home.
Did you have a Santa hat on at the time?
I reckon I had my wine glass T-shirt on, so it may have given away what had happened.
Yeah. No mystery there. And just finally, Alicia, Have you got a veggie patch at home? And if so, has it ever been attacked by rats?
Interesting question. No, I don't have a veggie patch. I haven't seen any rats lately. I would like a veggie patch, but I'm worried either my dog will dig it up, my toddler will pull it all out, or the baby will go eating the dirt. So it might have to wait for a few years.
You best to get.
A lot of people say a bit of dirt doesn't do kids any harm, though. Ingesting a bit of dirt, yeah. I've read that.
Who are these people, David?
That's what Margaret Thatcher said to
Is
George
that what
Negus.
Nicola Spurrier said?
Name them. No, well, Nicola. I think Nicola would say.
Did you
don't do
notice at
anything
the SA Health press conference yesterday, Nicola Spurrier wasn't there? I'm starting to be concerned for her whereabouts.
She's like Dr. Meinheimer in The Naked Gun.
She's
tied up behind the filing cabinet.
I want the
election's
Premier
over.
to put a. We need a picture of Nicola Spurrier holding up today's paper. Now, Alicia, thank you. Who gets the SMEG appliance?
I reckon, just because it sounds like she'll get the most utility out of it with a young family, whipping up the smoothies for the kids. Let's give it to Alicia.
Alicia, you've got...
Or conversely, maybe when she gets home from this year's Christmas party, she can punch on through and make herself a giant jug of margaritas.
Why not? Keep the party going.
Needs a SMEG blender.
Building or renovating, your first choice, be visiting the SMEG showroom at Debney Distributors. Taste the difference with SMEG, and the Wallace movie passes go to our other excellent contestants for Feedback Friday this morning. We love Wallace. Go in and see a movie. There's plenty of good stuff on at the moment as well.
Hey,
Mitcham, Piccadilly, Mount Barker, Noarlunga. You can get sessions at wallace.com.au.
We undercooked the number of cheaters at Monarto by 13. They've got 16 cheaters.
That's too many.
16.
I've always said that.
What's your optimum number?
11. Let's check traffic. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Residual delays clearing from an earlier crash at Trinity Gardens, McGill Road near Portrush Road, another bingle at Croydon, the north-south motorway near Hawker Street Bridge, and a smash at Kidman Park to look out for on the drive this morning, Grange Road near Frogmore Road. Busy South Road, Edwardstown, slow, Brighton Road, Brighton with a camera, Cavan Road, Jeps Cross to look out for. Stay across today's news with the Sky News Australia app. Read, watch or listen to keep updated however you prefer. Never miss breaking news. Download the Sky News Australia app today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hello, ACH Group, Tina speaking.
Navigating the new Support at Home program?
Can we help you today?
ACH Group is here to help. Our welcome team offers one-on-one consultations to help you understand your options, navigate My Aged Care, and find the right support for your needs. ACH Group will guide you through the process and make it easier. Call our welcome team at ACH Group on 8159 3500 because a little help can be a big help.
We've all had that dream. The one where your teeth fall out? Nobody really knows what it means. But we do know a trip to the dentist doesn't have to feel like a nightmare. At Burnside Dental Practice, we offer sleep dentistry. You'll experience comfortable care in a calming environment designed to ease dental anxiety, whatever the procedure. Say goodbye to fear and worry. You deserve great teeth. Book your next appointment with Burnside Dental Practice in Hazelwood Park. Visit burnsidedental.com.au.
For 50 years, Sterling Homes has set the standard, which is a long time in business, and now to celebrate their 50th anniversary, they're inviting you to share your dream with them.
With Sterling Homes, you get $15,000 worth of luxury upgrades your way at no extra cost. Choose what matters to you. Could be reverse cycle air conditioning, stone bench tops, solar panels and more. Plus, 2.7 metre high ceilings are included.
Sterling Homes listens to your must-haves, considers your nice-to-haves and works with you to create your ideal home. Because at Sterling Homes, your home. Visit their display homes across Adelaide. For locations, go to sterlinghomes.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Cricket is back
On 7.
and streaming free on 7+.
The Ashes will explode.
See every ball, watch every run.
Plus, the Big Bash is going to go ballistic.
The Summer of Cricket starts November 9, live and streaming for free on 7 and 7+.
Hi, it's Wayne Phillips. We're celebrating Wayne Phillips Ford's 40th anniversary. So if you're looking for a Ranger, we have full stock that we have to clear. Ranger Black Edition, 55 grand drive away. XLT bi-turbo from 59 grand drive away for ABN holders. Or the XLT 3-litre V6, just 64 grand drive away for ABN holders. Be quick, when they're gone, they're gone. Wayne Phillips Ford celebrating 40 years at Christie's Beach, or go online at waynephillipsford.com.au.
Now this is a fine drop, a rare beauty.
The nose is balanced and versatile, offering something for every occasion. The palate is complex, curated for both connoisseurs and casual enthusiasts alike. And there's the unmistakable presence of generations dedicated to the craft, with an impressive vintage of 50 years. The name on the label is FIVEAA. 3 generations celebrating 50 years. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store since 1975.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Fuel watch on this Friday morning. Better to be a member with RAA Road Service. The cheapest $1.57.5 the Yugo Clearview and the $1.60.5 at the Solo Marion. The diesel has been right around that $1.63 mark all week. The Solo Windsor Gardens $1.63.5. We're going to meet Trey Friday winner.
We do. I'm just looking at my notes. From a crowded field, just for the evocative term that he coined, the cockle shuffle, Carlos from the Imnan Valley, talking about twisting his toes in the sand.
Good stuff, Carlos.
With an honourable mention to Liz from Kadina with the Cornish Festival, whose name now eludes me. Liz, we're going to give you some Wallace Cinema passes.
Thanks to Olga's Fine Food, family-owned award-winning South Australian food company, started in 1978. Let's count down the top 5 moments of the week, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
Number 5. This morning, and the reporting on this is saying it will cost $2.3 billion in one instance and $1.6 billion in another. Which is it?
Well, the $2.3 billion, I believe, is stamp duty and other taxes. The $1.6 billion in regards to homes, that's what we'll be weaning off. Now,
so in 2041, the hit to the budget would be what?
Well, that's what we would phase out gradually.
So what would that be in 2030 then when you start the bracket shift? What would that cost the budget?
Well, that's what we would certainly put out in the lead up to the election in the usual way in terms of our costings.
I'm just So do you know what any of the costs would be with regard to this policy, or is that all still just to be determined?
No. Over $100 million is for the existing...
Yeah, but what about the phasing out of stamp duty? Do we have any clarity around what that will cost to the budget at all?
Well, what we're focusing on is growing the economic pie.
Vincent Taza earlier this week with his stamp duty policy. Number 4.
Oh, sorry, Will. You've been grinding my gears for a while, mate. You're dropping your H's all the time. Home loans, half time.
Joining us now to discuss the latest about yesterday's rates decision and what it means for home owners is the Port Adelaide Football Club president, who we caught up with at half-time of the Port Hawthorn game. Quick bit of self-criticism. Quite a few people are texting in about these words. What do they have in common? Jest, gasket, Salisbury. Apparently I can't pronounce any of them.
Unfortunately, both of you are guilty of this one too, that it is these or those. It is not these ones or those ones. Dave, you sometimes say these ones.
I would run naked down the mall if I've ever said that, Emma.
Yes, we talked about the use of language earlier this week, and listeners pointed out that we frequently get it incorrect. Number 3 spot. And Tony, good morning. What's the name of your float?
It's called the QEH Ramping Float.
Very festive. And here it comes around the corner, behind the giant stocking. It's the QEH ramping crisis. And look at all those patients. Don't they look in distress? That was excellent, that call. Very creative float on Pageant Eve, no less, today. Number 2 spot.
Good morning, Adelaide. My name is Will Goodings, and I love pandas. I really think they are the cutest, sweetest animals. I wish I could see them every day. I also believe in nationalisation and central economic management. The free market cannot be trusted. I barrack for Port Adelaide and the Los Angeles Lakers. Have a good day.
I will.
That's what he said.
I will.
He always says
Can't trust that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like him.
Paid him out, and then I got banned from X. Now, in the number 1 spot.
Hey, Matt, would you like a horse in our sweep?
Can I just bet that I hope all the horses have a good time?
Good morning, boys. Well, I had two horses I was going to back, but one of them was called Itchy Bum, but unfortunately that's been scratched today. And the other one I was going to have a crack at was the Snotty Nose, but it's not running today, unfortunately. So,
you want to do an animal noise, do you, Adrian?
I think
that's why I was doing the horse there, the horse.
Well,
Yeah,
if you want to call in and do a horse noise,
I'm going to give it a crack.
you busy this morning, Adrian? Well, Melbourne Cup Day, our number one moment of the week on 5AA Breakfast, which brings us to the end. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the pageant if you're getting along. We'll catch you Monday morning from 6 o'clock.